Hello, everybody. Welcome to the welcome to the Ordeals of Livistio, featuring John Dungeon Master, as well as the glorious participants of this show. Oh man, I just had a massive flashback to years ago, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I just transcended time. Oh,
// the God Wars.
Yes. Guys, welcome to the Ordeals, featuring Rube playing Snefru, Corin playing Ursale, Henrietta playing Yonce, and Red playing Dizem. We are unfortunately down a Greg this week. He's having a lovely time in Seattle right now, which notoriously is not where he lives. So we miss you, Greg. We hope you're having fun. I think I speak for the group on that. Does anyone wish Greg a bad time, out of curiosity?
Boo. Well, what is he doing in Seattle?
He's hanging.
None of our business.
Then I hope it sucks.
Damn. Hope you have a great time.
Enjoy Seattle. It's beautiful.
The only thing I know about Seattle is
now's
that
a
Greg
good time
doesn't
to go.
live there.
Don't come to California. It's fucking 100 degrees.
Hot.
07. Don't go to California.
You heard it.
Ever, actually.
Ever. Never come. Stay away.
Guys! Let's go around the table. Say how our week was doing. We're starting notoriously 1 minute early. So Red, how was your week, man?
You know, we went pretty good. Yesterday, I was up for 18 hours on 6 hours of sleep. And I woke up today at 11. So, I'm ready for the session.
Okay. Glad to hear it. Henrietta, how much sleep have you gotten, out of curiosity? This is what we're opening
About
with
5
now.
hours, probably less.
Okay.
But now I'm enjoying some good old spaghetti.
Hey, we love spaghetti. Corin, how much sleep did you get, and how are you doing?
I'm sleeping enough for all of us. I've entered my bear hibernation period.
14 hours, I see.
Are you on Bear Week? Do you know what Bear Week is? Do you guys not know what Bear Week is? Oh my god.
The fuck is Bear Week, man?
Y'all about to get fucking educated.
Nope, okay.
Tell us about it? Yeah, what's Bear Week?
Fat Bear Week.
Yeah, it's when bears start fattening up.
I'm listening. Please. Oh, okay.
I'm posting the link.
Oh.
That's just a Tuesday.
It's Fat Bear Week, alright? You take pictures of the bear before it starts gorging itself, and then a picture of the bear after, right before it goes into hibernation. And you just get to see a lot of real chunky bears.
I see. I have posted your link to the YouTube VOD, so everyone will see it.
If you want to
Who
see
watches
just
it.
pictures of bears, you go to Meet the Bears up top, and you just see some great pictures of bears. It's getting
Rube,
nice and chunky.
how was your week? And also, how much sleep are you getting?
Very little sleep. I went to Oktoberfest last night. I would like to say I won the pie eating contest and the Stein holding contest, but I did not.
You could lie.
How dare
I
you.
believe you.
You weren't German enough.
But I got free pie and free beer, so.
Hey. Works if it works. Guys, I know nobody cares and nobody asked, but I actually slept a decent amount of time. And also, I'm no longer dying of drywall poisoning, which will restart Monday. Because we're redoing our entire kitchen, and there's so much dust everywhere, and I haven't had access to a
You considered
kitchen.
ventilation?
No, I haven't. We don't have ventilation here. We have a window. We go outside, and that's it.
Wow.
Ugh. But outside's awful, because it was 105 this week. Woo! Feels good, but it doesn't. Okay, guys, what happened last week when we played D&D?
Someone got a little angry at me.
Someone? Everyone? Constantly? All the time? Today? Right now? In this
Just
moment? Me?
One person.
Okay. What else happened other than getting mad at Dizem?
We had a covert mission. but that was later.
I did the last one. It's up to you guys now.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. It's up to Corin.
So from what I remember, all
Except for
during
Red.
about the same time and weird time jump skips. We're not going to focus about the time jumps and the skipping. The band split up into 3 groups, with Glynis going on a covert mission to meet up with the half-orc prince, and then meet up with the Red Blade to talk about possibly betraying the Hammer and going to do a huge fight against him. At the same time, Dizem and Snoop, a Brimish wizard, went to talk with Emil Hammer, and if Yonsei got really angry for some reason, even though I was with Snoop, not Yonsei, that happened. After that, I returned. So that's what happened over there. During that time, Nefru and Corin were talking with Brienne, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was
That's right.
happening over there. I wasn't there. Okay, I was off in the middle of nowhere making magical water
You
dolphins.
can tag team this, Red, whenever you want to let anybody else in. You're calm.
We're gonna see how far I can get, and then any information I miss, we're gonna tag that back in at somewhere. Then we all returned, made a plan, talked to Smiling Sam to go get those
Just-
people. I
Just
forgot their
Weimar.
name. The Weimarks, the 2 Weimarks. We have 2 Weimarks in the prisons, and now they're not in the prison. They're somewhere else in the castle. During that time, we went on a secret covert mission to go get Argyle, Hannon Flanagan, and
Sir Morrison.
Sir Morrison. I was trying to think of what the last name was. I just remembered it as Sir. After that, we are now heading... We're in the middle of a weird situation with the king marching with an army of Boolean mercenaries who we think are demons. Don't have a confirmation, but we're just going to keep saying they're demons because we're the good guys. We can say whatever we want. There is a Emil's Hammer to the north of us, demons to the south of us, a forest to the west of us where civilians are fleeing into, and maybe the Red Blade showing up. And we're now stuck in the middle of a rock and a hard place, and I think our plan is to just dip.
Well, before we jump into the action, does anyone else have anything they want to add to the recap?
Yes, at the end of our session, I received a sending from the sorceress Rien of the Tower of Rien that she is sending a supervisor to come and chaperone us, known as Grandpa of Glynis.
And Grandpa of Yonsei. We can't forget
He is my
Yonsei.
grandpappy.
Indeed. Guys, I think that
He's
covers
so
most of
disappointed
it.
in us.
I'm sorry?
He's gonna be so disappointed in us.
No one will ever.
What's new?
What's new? Guys, it is currently the night of the 4th, bordering on to the 5th of May. We are currently in Livistone, outside of the city of Livistone. Of course, in the kingdom of Livistio, known for its bears, its beautiful green pine trees, as well as its rivers and mountains. Argyle is there. Sir Morrison finally catches up with Hanny Flanagan in a toddler harness, I suppose, so she can't get lost or separated from the knight, who is currently guarding, protecting, and hoping she passes her wisdom save here in about 2 weeks, when she needs to remake it. But regardless, we are back in the action, as the 4 of you watch Glynis being told to hold his horses, have all of his horses held, as his bones become rigid and his arms begin to go into a curse that is the T-shape known as T-posing syndrome.
Shame.
Indeed. Your prince is out of action. He's stunned by the revelation that so much shit is happening. And for this session, however long it lasts, is how long he will be frozen. Stoic, entirely unflappable.
Yep. His mind is away in a place known as Sayad. I guess that
retinue.
means I'm in charge now.
Beyonce's in
bitches.
charge. Hell yeah.
Maybe. And I vote. We don't talk to my grandpa.
Too bad.
I think we specifically vote on things here. We're very
Oh, do we?
democratic group.
Oh.
You may be 17th in line for the throne, but democracy has its place.
Excuse you, 15th in line. Alright.
Well, the prince put in rules about this, so we are a democratic retinue who vote on what's happening.
I think democracy was a mistake.
Okay, we can hold a vote on it if you'd like. Who wants to keep democracy versus who does not want to keep democracy? But whoever wants to keep democracy, raise your hand.
I'm just saying. I'm saying this, guys. I'm doing this for you. Actually, this is not for me.
It is a
I don't really
tied
want to be
vote.
in charge. Actually.
You need a supermajority to turn it over, so it looks like we're keeping it.
Old business. I think we complete our mission and get these three back to the castle.
Just fuck this town and fuck the situation and hope for the best.
There's still time, Beyonce. After all, the roads are notoriously ill-managed. Moving an army from the south of Livistio, excuse me. I'm fucking up my own fantasy names, guys. Here we go. This is a session. Moving northward is a pain in the ass. And it seems that the king's economic strategy is now hindering him as he continues to move his army northbound all the way from Marchion on the other side of the country. We don't know where exactly he is on this road, but it is more than a week's march to get all the way up to Livistone, where you guys currently are. Indeed.
Is there a bridge between us and that I can destroy?
No bridges, pure land.
Ugh, shucks.
Better
but
start
there is
drilling.
a bridge between the city and the rest of the world, effectively.
It's true. I tried to destroy it once. I didn't get my chance. Okay.
It's coming. Your chance is coming, Beyonce.
Do you want to just get them out of here and wish the rest the best?
I mean, I don't
Maybe
think
you
there's
want
anything we
to-
can do for them.
I mean, I think there's one thing that we can do, which is who's in charge? Who's like ferrying the soldiers, the refugees?
No one.
Around.
No one is ferrying them anymore.
The
All
ships
the
were taken apart.
citizens from the city.
Okay, no. I don't mean that ferrying. I meant the like the moving them from Livistone to
Icon.
Icon. Yeah, that ferrying over land.
The Countess is currently dealing with that. She is organizing
Okay.
groups of refugees to not hinder traffic or cause a rampage or riot. The
And
Count
she is
is
aware that the
currently
king is a
combating
judiciary.
all of the Neords on his own, effectively.
Mm-hmm. And she is aware that the king is an asshole and cannot be trusted.
You have not spoken with her.
That's a problem.
Indeed. And I believe this
So I
mission
think-
was covert in initiate, or at conceptual level, of grab the people you want, and then skedaddle, bust out the paddle.
If we channel the prince for a second, I feel like he would at the very least want them to know that the king is not your friend.
Mhm.
And
Do you want me to like write a note and like pay someone to deliver it to the Countess?
where is the countess? She wouldn't be here, right? She's like very
Yeah, you have no idea.
great.
Assumedly, she'd be somewhere where decisions are being made.
Okay.
Well, if we do that, we risk creating a peasant mob, which might not be the best solution to our plans.
Well, I don't plan on telling the peasants. I just plan on telling her. And if that
Deliver a
hurries her
sealed
ass
letter.
a little bit and gets her to move a little bit faster, they can avoid seeing the king at all and therefore having to explain what's going on. Because if they just don't interact with him, if no one has to interact with him, then you don't have to talk about the complicated mess that is what's happening. And they can just go forward with the assumption that the king is in the castle doing great at his job. Ignorance is bliss, baby. So, but I figure at the very least, the person in charge should know that if you see the king's banners on the horizon, you're fucked. And so to avoid that.
Does
by
Yonsei know
going
that,
just-
or is that just Yonsei's belief or plan to message? Or message she
That's
wants
the
to
plan to
convey?
message, because that is Yonsei's belief. I think that for Yonsei, it doesn't matter if like the king is gonna try and play at being king of like, oh, I'm here to help you and to save you, and actually I'm not with the demons anymore. The possibility of that being untrue is too much of a danger, I think. Like even if he just shows up and pulls a Yonsei and is just like intentionally incompetent in order to avoid responsibility, and therefore isn't seen as a traitor but is at least seen as just like a shitty king, like that's enough to harm a lot of people. So best to avoid him at all costs, I think, for the people here.
Okay. Well, let's make plans a reality and start acting rather than talking
If
about
everyone else
actions.
is okay with that plan, like
Could you specify the plan? I didn't catch it. Just like
talk
confront
to
the Countess?
Yeah, who is the person who's moving people back and forth. Tell her that the king is potentially under the influence of a demonic presence. Or, I don't know, something more flowery.
Just
than that,
for...
maybe.
Which countess is this?
And to just move a little faster. Just move them a little fast.
I would have to pull up her name if you give me a moment.
Might I suggest that a sealed letter with the prince's seal may do better than an actual appearance?
Anyone can write a fucking letter, bro.
This is Countess Alana Signet.
Is she very religious? Does she like the bears a lot?
You are unaware. She's one of the people who rarely goes to court due to just how busy she is. It's her husband that goes to court and does bullshit.
Do I know her husband?
Give me a quick history check. Let's find out.
What kind of asshole is he?
I will let you use charisma instead of intelligence as well, since it is a courtly thing.
For my history?
History
Got a
plus
history.
charisma.
Got a high history, it's fine.
Oh. Unfortunately, on a natural 2,
it's
you
bad.
do not know much about the Count Signet, other than he is one of the old guard from when King Gilroy was still king and alive.
Okay. Unfortunate.
I like Corin's plan with the sealed.
My name's Ursale.
I like Bear Daddy's plan.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know who Koron is or Ursale. I know Bear Daddy.
I'll pin it if someone wants to fish through the prince's pockets for his seal.
I mean, I guess we can write a letter. I don't know. I'm always a big fan of talking to people face to face. I'm less convincing in letters.
I'm worried that they'll try to claim your bounty.
Well, I wasn't
I
gonna
too
go
worry
as
for
me.
your
Are you
safety.
kidding me? Who do you think I am?
Snoob.
I was going between showing up as like a bear druid person, of being like, this is a message from the bear mommy herself. Or I could show up as like a ghost, like a specter.
How
Like,
Okay.
help?
I'm here from the great beyond to tell you that the king had like a really crazy orgy with a bunch of demons and is now infected with their vile seed or something along those lines, you know, like some artistry. My boyfriend just looked at me like I'm crazy.
That is an idea. Yeah, we could
or
do that.
Or if we want like the least resistance possible, I go as the prince and, you know,
Third
my
solution.
dad tried to kill me, and he's consorting with demons. Please get these people out of here as fast as possible. Okay, bye.
You can write a letter with all that information on it.
Okay, fine. We're writing a
With the
goddamn
Princess
letter.
Seal. Only the prince
Sneffer's
has the
writing
Princess
the
Seal.
letter. Sneffer, do you know long words that are 2 or more syllables?
Usually I
Okay,
do.
great.
I'll endeavor to do my best.
Yeah, thanks.
I think a lot of words are 2 syllables. I don't think those are big and fancy.
You know
I
what,
use-
no one asked for that.
I
No one
asked to
your
use
sass right now.
Someone's back, and I pin a long letter.
I'm a part of the people. Like I like bend down for. We all show Sneffer our backs. Like,
Oh, your
we
mic.
cannot hear you. I was gonna make a joke about Sneffer being too short to get our backs, and it's more likely he would get our butts.
I can just find him a table. If that's the route we're
Hello.
going towards.
You can write against my leg.
I see my mic's working.
There it
His
is.
thighs are big enough,
Sneffer, use Ursale and Yonsei as a table to write this letter. Tell me,
Oh,
what are the
he's
highlights
gone.
of this letter?
You kind of cut out. What was that?
What are the highlights of this letter?
The highlights are demonic happenstances around the king lately, and great armies moving towards the Countess's territory, and the security of Livistio, and an urgency to move as many civilians out of the warpath as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check based on intelligence as you hire some guy Argyle knows to deliver this to the Countess on your behalf.
Persuasion. So, +2. So it's just a +5. Dirty 20.
30/20s. The letter is sent off to an unknown effect. What do you all do as the letter is sent off?
Well, we did everything
must-
we could do.
We must return to the city and see to our guests.
Yeah, we go talk to the White Marks.
Well, Dysum, you have water walking, and to my memory, that is a ritual spell, so you can cast that whenever you want. Correct? So long as you have it prepared?
Yeah.
We
I have it
found
prepared.
Flanagan and
What was that, Yonsei?
did we find Flanny and Sir Morrison?
You did, yes.
Great.
And upon the water you all shall walk. Hanny Flanagan, briefly picking a fight with a fish that comes to inspect what you guys are doing, as your heels dip beneath the surface of the water just a little bit. You all, Rhett's arguing with someone so intensely at his door. He's like, get out. Come on, get out. I'm busy. You guys make it all the way across the river,
Thanks, Sean.
back into the city. Specifically, the warehouse district from where you took off. Where do you go inside the town? Retinue?
I believe we head straight to the castle and explain to our Sir Morrison, at least, that we have Smiling Sam on our side, so we need not run away again.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
How? Wasn't he in
He-
league
Magic.
with the demons?
He was
Magic.
ensorcelled with demonic magic, and we freed him, and he's grateful. And he's very helpful, if a bit contrived.
And Sorsold means that he was being mindfucked.
I know what ensorcellment
Took me a while to
means.
get that one.
Everybody knows what ensorcellment is. Surely.
Listen, I'm of the people, okay? Ain't no one using the word ensorcelled.
He whispers in your ear, Yonsei, that he didn't know what ensorcel meant until Hanny Flanagan was also ensorcelled. To be feeble in mind. I'm just trying to look tougher.
Why he
than I
likes
am.
that
I'm
word
so
so
sorry.
much. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's okay.
It's a lot. Did they have my stuff? Smiling Sam's took my stuff.
Oh, that's
Like
a great question,
what
buddy.
stuff?
He has my
Your sword and your
+1
armor?
plate mail and longsword.
We
should
can ask
ask
him.
him.
Who's doing math?
We hate math.
Well, we go to the castle. That's probably where Smiling Sam is, and he might know what happened to that stuff.
Then to the castle we go to confront that elf.
Don't really think you need to confront him, but alright.
Okay. He follows.
You can just talk to him.
As you are making your way to the castle, it is a lovely Brogvarsh has gone into the hinterlands or into the forests. The band of the Horn is scattered amongst the city doing patrols. The garrison, the fighting force, see you. Some of them wave in recognition. A few offer to escort you all and the prince back to the castle. And you will make your way there. It is roughly 1 or 2 in the morning when you eventually make it. Smiling Sam is standing outside the ruined entranceway of the keep. For right behind it, a large section of the castle fell in, as we remember from the battle against the Chain Devil. It seems that he is using a comically small broom and dustpan to sweep up some of the debris out of the main entranceway, which is still blocked off. But he greets you nonetheless and says, "Oh, hello! Wait, that's not my voice. What is my voice? I can't remember. Who are you? Where's the prince? I've kidnapped 2 women for him."
What?
Yes,
We
he
must
sent me.
work on your phrasing.
Oh. Okay.
You have obtained 2
Noble women
Negotiating.
for him. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
close.
know how to make it any better, but he told me to kidnap women, alright? And I did it.
I mean, that is true. There's
you're
nothing
not wrong.
inherently wrong with that.
Yeah, and and the prince is not currently available to dispute that fact. So we might just stick him in a corner, put like a coat on top of him or something. And he can address that later, I think.
Well, I don't know how long
remember
they'll
what you
wait.
wanted
Maybe
to
you
talk to
all
them
can
about.
do the good patrolman, bad patrolman routine. And that way you can scare him. And that way when he shows up, he can become the good patrolman.
So you want all 4 of us to be bad patrolmen?
Yes.
It's a lot of bad patrolmen.
It's a
Well,
lot of
you
bad.
don't all have to go.
A lot of bad.
Maybe you could do
I'm-
like a
What if-
3-2, 2-3 kind of situation.
What did you want to talk to them about?
What if I want to be a good patrolman?
We
You watch
wanted
Sir
to see-
Morrison begin to wring the neck of Smiling Sam and just shout at him, "Where's my shit?" He's like, "Oh God. Ah, this human, get him off me. I'm not his
Oh, yeah, Sir
servant,
Morrison's
I'm your servant."
We wanted to talk to the Weimarks because they are the judges of our country, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
wanted to know if they were in league, if we could trust a fair trial from them in the wake
Fair
of this.
try.
Okay.
What?
I have a plan. Sorry, Smiling Sam, you're just gonna have to deal with Sir Morrison's upsetness for a little bit longer. Again, going as the prince, just get like a vibe check, like if they're shocked to see me and we're expecting me to be dead, maybe not a good thing. Or I do go in as myself, as Yonsei, and see if they have anything to say about my bounty. I don't know. Maybe we can just like slip a letter underneath the door and just see what they react to, like just like listen in. If there's like a lot of shocked gasps, I think we're good. I have like a gasp rating. Like, you know, it's too many gasps. It's not real. Like, it's too few gasps. They knew too much already. You know.
That sounds complicated. I was just gonna go and
it's-
ask them what they knew of the happenings with the king.
I mean, I guess if we want to just be real simple people and just go ask, we can go do that.
That's rude. Did you just call me real simple?
You can't call people that.
Well,
Rosale
she's
is a
confused
complex and sophisticated man.
Well, can we say man? Bear man? Bearish? Bear person?
Bears can
He's a
be
mutant.
man.
You could call him a mutant, an aberration, a weird hybrid, a
Monstrosity.
lycanthrope, whatever you want to call Ursale, go for
None
it.
of you understand the complexities of a good show.
Mutant implies natural
I guess
change.
we can just go ask them.
My
Bear
changes are
Daddy.
divine. If you wish to some complicated, underhanded technique to try to weed them out,
Underhanded.
okay,
It's
but I
cautious.
can't.
Cautious.
The smiling Sam
all
were
I can do is
People
more
act
lie
on
to you, you
protection.
just ask them straight to their face. Have you considered that, Bear Daddy? Have you considered that people lie?
Isn't that what you're supposed to be able to do? Is tell if they're lying?
Well, I'm only sometimes good at that. But if you catch them unawares, you can read their initial reaction. You know?
I
Okay,
do
well-
trust Beyonce's pageantry.
Thank
Well,
you.
Do
We
what you want, but
And then the mutant goes in.
And then we send in the bear.
Really quick, Smiling Sam. Do you know where you might have taken Sir Morrison's items? Oh, Sir Morrison! Sir Morrison! Sir Morrison! Please! Sir Morrison!
You're just grabbing on like his
I want to
waist.
see how long this would go for before anyone else realizes.
There was that, during that argument you guys just had, Morrison is quite literally trying to choke Smiling Sam, who refuses to fight back. He's like,
His
"I
neck
swear,
muscles are
no,
really
no,
strong."
What do you want from me? I threw them in the river. You threw them in the river? He screams. What do you mean? He's like,
You know roughly
Bryce
where in the
Bronson.
river you threw them?
Yeah, in the river. The one river. Facing south.
That's so much land I had to cover.
Oh my god, you're gonna take me to where you fucking threw my shit. Smiling Sam nods. He's like, okay, I'll do it. You just gotta let go of my trachea.
Should I go with and help extract items from river?
If you want, Dizem, you can go and help them.
You guys have fun with the hostages. I'm gonna go grab items from the
Yes.
bottom of
We call them
River.
guests.
hostages. They're not here on their own free will. We took them, and now they're here. That is a hostage.
They're
Inconvenience
actually
to guests.
prisoners. Hostages implies we're going to use them or release them or sell them. The
Which we are.
The prince did not give me any indication that was the case.
We're using them for information. That's a hostage.
Or an
It's a
inconvenience
rough.
guest.
This is a rough moment for all of us. Argyle?
Argyle looks at you all entirely baffled.
How's your head there, buddy? Are you getting confuzzled again? Are you
No, I
losing
feel
those
fine.
memories? Great.
Yes.
Do you still have your keys?
He busts out the keyring.
Amazing. All right.
He goes to a pile of rubble looking for a keyhole before getting annoyed and turning around. And then going through the downstairs entranceway. Through the prison, into the back room, up the stairs, to where you will find the Y marks. Party!
You just leave Hannah Finnegan on the floor out there, just.
No, I think she'd go with, Dizem and Morrison with Smiling Sam.
He's Sir Morrison's charge for now.
Yeah. You all make it to the King's Chambers, which is the only one on the map to actually survive, on the second floor. The second floor is somewhat sparse of rooms ever since the bottom floor caved in, due to all the load-bearing pillars getting shattered and kicked. Party! You hear them inside. It's 2 in the morning. They're quietly conversating. You hear some
interesting.
sort of fireplace going on inside. Yeah, give me a perception check, Yonsei.
Perception, my worst skill. 17.
Perception's
good.
your worst? There's no way.
That was
Really?
one of my worst. Yeah.
God. +3 being your worst. You put your ear to the door, Yonsei, and with your elven ears, you can hear, half-elven ears, excuse me, you can hear that the older woman, Mayrel, is currently trying to console the avid crier and complainer that is Myceli Weimark, who continuously says, we're gonna fucking die, they're gonna kill us, the prince is gonna kill us, I knew he would, why did we come here? And Mayrel, it's like, we didn't have a choice. We were teleported here by a madman. Mad elf? I'm not sure what that fucking guy is. He's like, oh, Bryce Bronson was right. The prince is gonna kill me. Before it literally just becomes a sobbing fit. This, I will remind you all, is the second time that Myceli has been trapped in a room in this castle at, like, after hours or after midnight on the prince's orders. So here we are again. Her life is a downward spiral, but your lives are an upward spiral. That moves laterally. What are you guys doing?
I shuffle back and, guess we huddle up and I relay to them what I heard. I still don't know what plan is the best plan. Going in as myself, going in as the prince. I could also go in as the Baron. I think that'd be really fun to see what their faces do.
Do we give them the morning to rest and then let them lower their defenses, mentally speaking?
I mean,
And then-
right now, I'd say that they're probably not going to sleep very well.
Yeah.
It is best that we put their minds at
Kinda
ease
get it over
if
with.
they think we are going to kill them. I do not believe that is our intent, regardless.
I mean,
Well, Yonsei
oh,
is
it's
the
on the table.
most disarming of us. People see a Brimish wizard, they get very scared.
Well, if you just take the hat off, buddy.
I'm not doing that again.
You
It
can
felt
leave it out
really
here.
weird.
I won't harm it, I promise.
If you wish to engage in trickery, I do not know if we will be able to help you find the best way to do that. If you're going to do it, you should do it.
But you have our support. You have my support. I can't speak for the mutant. I mean, Ursale.
I like that this is all of a sudden all up to me when the decision is hard. What happened to the democracy, folks?
They
Come on.
voted that you had to
We
make the hard
voted that-
decision.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Yeah, I'm
No,
out.
I wasn't
So
there.
supermajority is 2/3. That's 1-2 out of the 3. Look,
Hanny
it's all up to
counted.
you.
I voted for Hanny. It's okay.
Dizem's not there, so I don't get a vote.
Okay.
Let him go. Yonsei or Sali Snefru, what's the plan?
I mean, I think the prince wants us to be, because if there are going to be judging this, I don't think it's a good idea for me to go in with any sort of false face or narrative, because, and my lawyer told me this, that could be used against me in court.
The prince would want us to be honest and to see if they are.
God, is my
willing.
lawyer still alive? He'd be great for this.
I think we go in honest.
Why don't you split them up into 2 different groups? So they can't
That's even-
consort with each other.
That's even scarier.
That's even worse. Yeah.
Look, if you're trying to find the truth, having
Red.
2
You're
people
gonna have
right
an
next to each
angry
other.
mom and an upset daughter.
What
and
is
two
this
separate-
voice in
You're not
my
even
head?
Here. Get out of here, Dyson.
Hey, at the bottom of a river.
Why is Dyson in there? Get out of here, Dyson. You guys hearing him too?
I'm in your mind.
Okay, what would my lawyer say? That's what's gonna be my motto for the next couple of minutes.
Be honest, don't incriminate yourself.
All
Yeah.
right.
To my understanding, this
door
judge doesn't like me, correct? As he's like knocking on the door, I'm suddenly recalling.
Ursala,
I'm pretty sure Judge
you
Weinmark really hates me specifically.
knock on the door. You three together as a monolith will slowly enter as Mayrel says, "Come in." As soon as Ursala, assumedly knocking on the door, opens it, Myceli will shriek in terror as she watches this 6.5 foot tall bear man, half bear, half mare, barge in.
Oh god, I should have gone
over.
first.
It's all right. It's all right. He's okay.
Mayrel will make a casual wisdom saving throw. Actually passing, and managing to keep her cool in the situation of, okay, druids are involved. Snefru, Yonsei, creature, hello.
I'm Ursale.
This is Ursale.
Nice to meet you, Ursale.
You
Nice
might
to
have
meet you
heard
too.
him be referred to as Bear Daddy in the past. He is an avatar of the Bear Mother and is in fact also a daddy. So
Let's see.
I
Please
don't know if that
ignore
second
my
part's true.
shrieking niece.
it's true if you're in the right circles, Snefru. You're
Your
free to
Honor.
laugh at that joke, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for being kidnapped by Smiling Sam. I do apologize for the necessity.
Was this necessary?
These are dangerous times, Judge, and unfortunately it was necessary for both your safety and for the discretion of this conversation that you be whisked away, so to speak, and for that we deeply apologize. I wish
Whisked
the
away?
castle was... Yeah.
Is that how Smiling Sam sold? Him physically grabbing me by my neck. I will remind you, am over 60 years old. And then, because my niece and I were sheltering together, waiting for our turn to evacuate to Aiken, she too was snagged. And Smiling Sam claimed the prince was calling for me. And I have been summoned, and then I got ripped through reality, which is an experience I've never thought I'd go through, ever. And yet, here I am now, in the king's chambers, which seem, and she, like, taps her foot against the tile, a little structurally unsound right now. So you might forgive me if I'm a bit agitated.
You know, I think that's completely understandable, and I deeply, deeply apologize. If there was another way, if I could go back in time and make changes to how this introduction started, I would, but I cannot. And so I can only say, I am sorry. And if the prince was here, he would say it more princely.
Are you responsible then,
unfortunate-
Yonsei, for this?
I mean, I wouldn't say responsible, but I'm definitely part of the group that made the choice that was bad because we were stressed.
The three of us would claim responsibility in the prince's absence for the
Yes.
suffering you and your niece have endured.
Understood. I will keep that in mind.
And we do thank you for your patience. You were abruptly summoned to ask you about, well, to explain certain demonic happenstance here and he'll look at like Yonsei and Ursala, and to ask for your wisdom in certain legal matters and clarity in others.
I am listening.
And Yonsei will explain it to you.
Hey, Judge. So, first of all, I just want to say that this is probably the safest place for you currently, despite the questionable floor. The king is not here. I'll start there.
I'm aware.
Yes.
He was on his way
he-
up from Marchion.
He definitely was. The king, before he left, very kindly left us a flyer of information. I don't know if that
It has
arrived.
circulated. Yes.
Okay. Thoughts, opinions on that? Judge, I feel like you know a lot more than you let on. So I just like to get a vibe check on what you do know.
A vibe check of what I know. I know.
Yeah, I mean,
much
when you
about
read
the
that
legal
flyer, was your
processes.
immediate thought like, "Woo, I definitely knew. I definitely knew that."
Are you
information."
asking me on a personal level or on a legal level? For I do not feel like I am in a position to advise you legally at all, for you have kidnapped me.
Yeah. It's a rough place to start from legally.
Yeah.
No one else.
Could you be
Okay.
more specific for your request?
Personally, instead of legally, as that is a terrible way to start,
Mm-hmm.
are you aware of Bryce Bronson's coup d'etat against the court?
No, I was not. Seeing how
Nah.
Bryce Bronson is still beside the king, and all messages and correspondence seem to have the king still in charge and acting, both visibly upon vocal account. There does not appear to be a coup attempt at all, save from what was given away in the letter that our prince was the one trying to take control.
I would inform you, and this is horrible news to have to tell you, and I hope you are in the mental state to accept it. Bryce Bronson has used infernal machinations to corrupt the king, and through the king, under the behest of Bryce Bronson, whose true name is Sig Momoth, under his master Mephistopheles, had the king kill the Minister of Finance, or Minister of Coin, Feeble Mind, my fellow Brimish mage, and throw Sir Morrison in the dungeons. We do not know what evil things the king has done, again, because of his infernal ensorcelment, because of Bryce Bronson.
Can I cut you off here?
Yes, you may.
Do you have any evidence that this is the case?
We have witnesses.
From who?
We have Sir Morrison, and we have Hanny Flanagan, such as she currently is, unfortunately.
And we do have demonic weapons that we seized from soldiers that Sigma Moth, or Bryce Bronson, and the king had
We also-
in the castle.
He's at large at the moment, but Brogvarsh could also be found and attest to such things.
If
And the
Brog
structural
Varsh
integrity-
was here, he is your best bet at a actual competent witness. He is a priest of the court. Hanny Flanagan and Sir Morrison, I did not know that they were alive. I had heard they died due to a Neordian changeling assassin. But if they are alive, that will be boon in your favor to the credibility. I know nothing of demonic weapons or what they look like. But if they can be proven to be as you claim, that would also be more points in your favor.
We also have Argyle, who I know might not have much standing from a legal standpoint.
She leans in incredibly close.
But as someone who I believe has lived in this castle for longer than most people here have been alive, I think that the very least is testament to the his loyalty to Glynis should say something about.
Argyle is not a credible witness at all, in case you...
Right.
On multiple levels, even if his senility is currently in a recess from all this activity. He has beyond nepotistic reasons to be in support of the prince. The man practically raised the prince. There's no way that he would be seen as credible in a courtly sense.
It probably doesn't mean much in a courtly sense either, but we also have somewhere between dozens and hundreds of soldiers who have seen the demonic action that have befouled our castle and the town of Livistone.
And the demons they helped us fight.
I am sure some of them, the officers, would be taken into account. But as to the quote-unquote Band of the Horn, I believe your private and illegally funded military group is concerned, they all share your status as outlaws. They would have every reason to lie to every court that they were working for the good of mankind. And when it comes to the demons made me do it, or we are fighting the demons, they do not often leave evidence in terms of a corpse or a verifiable, hey, look at that, that's a demon.
Okay, so our best bets then are Sir Morrison and Brockvarsh, not Hanny Flanagan, except perhaps as evidence.
Hanny Flanagan
she...
is the court wizard of the king. Her
I understand,
testimony
but
is
she
more
does
important
not
than everyone
currently
else's.
She has
have
been
the-
currently enchanted with a high-ranking enchantment that causes her to lack most intelligence. She has the workings of a toddler for this time.
By who? Who cast such a spell?
Sir Morrison said it was Bryce Bronson, or the demon Bryce Bronson.
That's
Because
not good.
there's very few people who could.
Why didn't they just kill her then? Or Sir Morrison?
That's an excellent question. We found them in the dungeons.
I imagine the risk of killing Hanny Flanagan, a Brimish mage, might be a bit too on the nose, a bit too risky.
She
Sir
looks to
Morrison, I have no
Zafiro.
idea.
Do you
What was...
do you wizards have a way of tracking to see when one of you dies?
I am not at liberty to give that information outside of Brimland or my order.
Okay.
I think it has more to do with their souls for the demons. Sacrifices.
I see. All right. Then let me think for a moment. Theoretically,
Why do you think...
if everything you've said is true, our king would be an illegal monarch in service to foul powers that are unaligned against the Bear Mother, who, and she looks to Ursale, is the reason the king and the royal bloodline are crowned in the first place. If so,
Okay.
our legal processes, as well as the holy law of the Bear Mother, will see him ousted. That said, that is if all of the judges are sharing of the same viewpoint. I am Judge Superior, but my opinion is not more than any other of my peer. We would need to convene and hold an actual hearing, both evidentiary and, well, we would need to confront those who stand accused. And you all begin to see the trepidation and the machinations of a judge work into function. She is going through legal systems in her mind of how steps can be taken for, in essence, you have enough evidence to at least bring a true trial against the current king, who does not stand above God, specifically the Bear Mother. The legal basis of Livistio is based on divine providence, specifically towards the Bear Mother. Her high priests, although they are not legal entities per se, hold rights that are sacrosanct. They are above the law. And if Brog Varsh says, hey yo, the king's demented and being possessed by demons, he's not fit to be king anymore, Brog Varsh can make a call to effectively, legally usurp the king. Mayrel will... Okay. We need Brog Varsh, the High Priest, and then... well, fuck, the Neordians are...
Yeah, not exactly the best time to be having a trial.
No, it's not, is it?
But unfortunately, due to the current things going on with the king and the potential of him bringing further harm into the country, I would rather he not be king for much longer.
Oh. And you suddenly recognize a look of understanding. That son of a bitch. We're at war.
Yeah.
In times of war, the king can't be removed. We legally cannot bring him to trial. His father, Gilroy, established it so that he would not be recalled or drawn back or bothered by the judges. He imprisoned me as I was an advocate against him, and his son never removed that law or had me remove it.
Cool.
Is there a way to remove that law now? If you and... No? I see.
It would be...
Not even with Brogvarsh's permission?
Our laws change or are updated and reviewed annually in winter. We've missed the window, as it were. Which I am beginning to suspect, or rather my intuition is telling me, might have been a ploy.
Intentional?
It is convenient, to say the least. I suppose it's not out of character for a nation to be invaded at spring, but so soon into spring. I see.
So do we just have to keep doing what we're doing and hope for the best?
I don't know.
Okay.
It sounds
Anything we
like,
can
according
do?
to the laws of the land, we would be essentially rebels. The king would be essentially legitimate, regardless of his crimes.
Yes.
Until the war settled.
Until the war is over. But a lot can happen in a war. And his father imprisons judges, or imprisoned judges, as well as anyone who would defy him, and he saw how effective that was as a boy. Myceli will speak out. So the king's going to kill us instead? It's like, maybe. And she will pat her niece on the head.
Maybe Brock was right. Maybe we do need to call down the bears and wipe this all clean.
Mayrel looks to you, Ursula. What?
I was trying to talk Brog out of calling down the bears and wiping the place clean.
What does that mean?
What does it sound like?
It sounds like you're going to do some crazy magical bullshit and summon 1,000,000 bears to kill us all.
I think it was 40,000 bears. At least when the bear mother acted in the second age against the demons.
That's still a lot of bears.
A lot of bears.
Sadly, if it is the only way to keep the demons from wresting control of this land, yes.
We haven't gotten there yet. Not there yet. Okay. I see a couple plans. Okay, first plan. Glynis wanted a ceasefire while we solve this. If there is a ceasefire, are we still technically at war, Judge?
Depends on the ceasefire. If it is a armistice, then no. But if it is a negotiation that actually leads, or has a chance, a reasonable expectation, to lead to a peaceful negotiation, then yes. If stand-down orders are called effectively, we may reconvene and have an emergency summons of judges present.
Okay. The downside to that is that negotiations would not be legitimate without the king.
Yes.
Okay.
But if the Neordians willfully withdraw on their own, not
That'd
that
be
they
considered
have a reason to, unless you can give them a reason to leave the country.
Okay. Alternative. The marriage contract that my aunt has with the king, there is very likely a stipulation in there about demons. I would be shocked if my grandpa did not include something in there about demons.
I don't know what agreements
You don't
were
know
made.
the marriage. What? Yeah. Do you know where we can find that maybe? Or should I just wait for grandpa to get here? Because he's coming. He's going to be really
Lord
disappointed
Swan
in me
is
and my
coming here?
existence.
Yeah. I must take the blame for that, Your Honor. I messaged the Sorceress Rien, and she contacted Lord Zuan.
Who is also our aunt, by the way? Wild.
I don't know enough. You would be a better expert in Lord Swan than I, Yonsei. I know
Okay.
very little of him.
Well,
And to my understanding, the agreements he made were with Gilroy, not even the current king, Gilmori.
okay. Is there a place? Is there like a library that has like law stuff in it that you want to go hang out with and see if you can find another loophole for us?
Yes, you can take me to the court. Not this court, but the courtroom, where we oversee actual court cases and filings. It's in Old Town.
Do we want to stick Sir Morrison with them to help out? Or keep guard?
Would that make you more comfortable, Your Honor? To have Sir Morrison guard you and your niece?
Assume yes. Maybe. I don't know if we are speaking purely theoretically right now. You are all technically outlaws or non-legal entities in our state, specifically you,
okay.
Saffron.
Theoretically, would you like to theoretically read?
I would theoretically
something?
love not to be a prisoner and go look at some old rulings that predate all of us.
Theoretically, there can be a knight that might help you if that's something that you want
Yes,
for yourself.
Let us go and do that before a demon teleports or an elf teleports or something teleports and makes this even more hard to deal with.
All right,
Of
let's
course.
go handle this theoretically.
And it will be passed down through the commanders that any emissary of the court can come and go as they please. Does that sound fair? You broke out,
No,
John.
Mike.
What? Hello?
I just hear you yelling, "Why?"
Why?
John, you can never lean.
Hello?
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 Don't lean.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Mayrel fell through the floor during that time. You take Mayrel into Old Town on Sir Morrison's orders. Dizem, I don't know if we need a scene searching for the armor, because it's scattered in the water and on the riverbank, and it takes like a full hour and a half to like recollect enough pieces. And by then, like, there's a fish in the cuirass, or the breastplate. He's like, Jesus, this was magical, man. This was 3,000 gold worth of armor. And Smiling Sam is like, tee-hee, haha. Just completely not giving a shit at all. It's like, have you thought of having, natural armor? Like me? And he's like, no, I haven't. I'm a human, you dipshit. What are you? And he's like, I'm an elf. Or am I? And he continues to taunt Sir Morrison throughout the entire expedition. But he gets all the armor and a +1 longsword back.
What a blast.
What an amazing guy.
Well, after a fun hour of river searching, and I'm guessing one of you guys is going to come to us and tell, like, hey, Morrison, you have to go escort the judge to the courthouse and make sure no one kidnaps her again.
Either you will go to them or they will come to you. But you guys are tired. It is close to 3 in the morning when you all finally finish this conversation and searching for stuff in the dark. And I believe as your characters need to take a rest, we should take our first break. And when we come back from it, we'll throw some more oil onto the fire, as it were. How does that sound?
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
Alright, we'll be right back, everyone. We're back, everyone. Your characters find some amount of rest and peace this night. Some, for Dyson probably gets the best shut-eye. After all, everything slides off his back as if he was the most oily bastard there was. Snefru undoubtedly has heartburn or a stomach ulcer that is continuously going off as stress continues to build up of like, this shit is all complicated, god damn it, why the fuck does this have to happen to me? Why couldn't I get that position in the Cortimus Empire? Why did Brimland have to break off with those guys? Hell, the fucking Swamp Vikings would have been better than this. But here you are anyway. Yonsei, I don't know if you get any shut-eye at all. The fact that Grandpa is coming. What is Yonsei's opinion of their family?
Ooh, you're asking the good questions. I imagine Yansei's interactions with Grandpa have been few and far between. Yansei is one of many grandchildren, you know. And Grandpa got it on, so he also has many kids, if I remember correctly.
He's still getting it on, to your knowledge.
He's still getting it on. He's still going. So
there's a dynasty.
I'm definitely not the biggest disappointment, but I'm on the list. And I think showing up and witnessing what has happened in the country I chose to live in is going to get me even lower on that list. If not to the bottom, potentially, if he thinks this is all my fault, and he might. It might be something along the lines of, you're one of me and my family. How did you not know that they were fucking demons? You know, you incompetent fool. Can't believe you went to arts college.
Arts college in Bulgaria. This is what I spent money on.
Exactly.
This is the education you got.
This is what I spent however much gold on. This is the education I bought you.
I like the idea that this guy has like a grandchild slush fund that he's just like, education.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want with it, but get the fuck out of here. I'm way too.
It also has like a tier list of like least favorite to favorite grandchildren.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a
There's a
leaderboard.
point system for sure.
He doesn't hide it either. Like sometimes that's like a game. He like pulls out the list in front of you and like moves you.
Minus
You
5
get
points.
1 point for this. Thank you so much for this fridge drawing. It's an incredibly competitive atmosphere.
It's good. Yeah, it's all about keeping us on our toes, specifically to prevent situations like this from happening. And clearly, it didn't work on me. If demons have been allowed to run amok, I mean, he'd be disappointed. But also, you know, you have to consider the queen. Like, she's really in a hot pot. Like, she really got a talking to.
Oh yeah.
So at least it's not going to be that bad. At least I wasn't the fucking queen.
Well, Ursale, we know how you sleep. You sleep like a bear every night. But it's on dawn. Or in dawn. During dawn? During dawn. When the birds, carelessly not giving a single fuck about any humanoid problems in the world, begin to chirp out their springtime songs. When you wake up, and Yonsei, your eyes go a little bit narrow, unfocused for a brief moment, as you, along with Snefru, along with Dizem, and maybe Ursale, feel a magical pulse of a 7th level spell being cast inside of this kingdom, inside of the castle. You all feel, from a distance, a teleport spell go off, and all of you begin to sit up, get up naturally, as you feel the presence of likely one of the most dangerous people currently alive today, at least in Eos Minoris. Lord Zwan, the Demon Killer. He who has held back the barren wastes, the land bridge to Eos Secundus, and protected Eos Minoris for centuries. He predates the Eldar Protectorate. He kills demons for no stated objective other than he does it. He is ally and friend to the dwarves along the land bridge that borders his country. And Rienne, the sorceress that you all met before, spoke with, has her own little pocket dimension. Stated previously that she doesn't very much like this guy. But when it comes to demons, there is no one better to consult with or to ask for aid from. You all assemble outside of the castle itself, since that place is a hazard, and there are lodgings outside within the protective walls of the castle. What do you all do as your prince is bedridden?
Got like a wine around here.
I smell arcane fuckery.
I mean, I think we all sensed that arcane fuckery.
Yeah, you're a little behind.
Make myself look as presentable as possible to meet one of the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, good tips. Good tips. If you have things to brag about them. You're competent, and but he's better than you. Where's that wine?
You start looking for a mental escape.
Yeah, where's the wine? Where's the wine?
Dyson?
I'm probably fine. I'll go make like a pot of tea. So that
Not
when he
wine.
gets here, I can offer him some tea.
You probably have always on a low boil somewhere nearby going for
Nice herbal
liquid.
teas going.
Yeah, or poisons, who knows.
It's a 50-50.
It's a 50.
What I'm drinking that day.
Oh.
He's got one of those assassin's teapots.
Mm.
You don't know about that. It's like in a perfect 50-50 poison to tea ratio. How much you'll build my immunity up?
As you all wait and linger, there is a confused pause for a moment. And then, coming up from the bottom of the secret tunnel, into the interior of the castle, where there is a south-facing or north-facing southern entrance, you will see the sorceress Rienne, clad in her battle garb, which to you, Mr. Wizard, uno momento, is quite something. Oh god, honestly, it is. In fact, just give me a wisdom saving throw, Snefru, as you have to fight your greed to not salivate in this moment. Oh, you fail immediately. She's wearing Archmage regalia, man. This is some bullshit. You haven't seen such good gear since an Archmage put you in your goddamn place, and I'm putting that in quotations or parentheses. You see that she is holding a quote-unquote staff of ultimate sorcery, as she calls it, but in reality it is a +3 staff, or a +3 wand of the War Mage. You understand that this increases, oh my god, your spell save DC, as well as your spell save, or your spell attack rolls? God damn, what the fuck? You see her titular famous robes, the robe of the Changer, which is a transmutation specialist robe. that allows her to cast Polymorph without concentrating on it. It is the Transmuter's finest robe, and she jacked it from the Archmage of the Transmuter back in Brimland, who did not deserve it. She fucking stole that shit, and oh my god, you know that if he finds out, he's coming here too, and this is just gonna be a clusterfuck of wizard bullshit. You then see, of course, her cloak of protection. Oh, it's an elven cloak of protection from the second age, Snefru! It's not a +1 bonus, it's a +2 bonus. God damn, you want that gear! You want that drip! Oh, it could resize to fit you. Her boots, oh my god. She's got the Jordans. Oh, her J's on. They're the boots of elven
J's?
kind, allowing her to make no sound, regardless of the surface, and also have advantage on stealth checks, which in this strip you know she's not making. She's choosing to not have that bonus. Oh my god. And lastly, the final thing you see, for she is quite literally like a matador, dropping it on the ground. The portable hole. Interdimensional space at will, Snefru. One of the most hard to obtain, most soughtly aftered. Oh my god, you're crying. It's beautiful, especially as she pulls out a bag and says, "Who can cast a spell?" Question mark. Show of hands, Yonsei, and she pulls out a stick, a wand, and throws it at Yonsei, who's trying to, like, uncork a wine bottle, and is doinked in the head with it. Then she throws one at Dizem, then she throws one at Snefru. She looks at Ursale. Ursale, can you cast a spell?
You can cast Crush Head.
Jesus Christ.
That's my only spell.
Unfortunate. And then she spins it around like it's a pen on her thumb, swiveling it, and then holsters 2 more before putting the bag back in. Alright, those are Wand of Magic Missile. Please add them to your sheet. We will be needing them.
Yonsei shakily drinks from the
Thank you!
You're welcome. They're maybe they are rechargeable. They are rechargeable. I made a note that they're rechargeable. Perfect. Rienne will then step out of the way, folding her portable hole, as Yonsei. Oh god, Yonsei. As you put down the bottle to pick up the wand, you find someone behind you, Yonsei.
Oh,
It is a terrible feeling immediately, as Rienne, drawing all of the attention towards this bottom entrance. No, Brandon, I cannot play Space Marine 2 right now. Thank you for the invitation. You know I'm streaming, Brandon. You're watching the stream. Why would you send me that?
He needs a bulwark, that's why.
Apparently. Yonsei,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
We love the wisdom saving throw of dad or grandpa, ancestor. Oh, that's not enough.
13.
That's nowhere
Absolutely
near enough. Tell me, Yonsei, when was the moment you learned to fear your grandfather?
Oh, that's been a constant thing. It was never a moment. It's just been the whole life. I think there was like it's sometimes you have like this very vivid memories of like elementary school or like kindergarten, and you're like, wow, why am I thinking about that at 2 a.m.? I think one of those moments is Yonsei had like was like doing like a tea party or something. It was like talking to all of like their little stuffed animals. And I imagine that like grandpa came in and was like, "Are you consorting with demons?" And like proceeded to just like behead the stuffed animals to make sure that they weren't demons.
Oh, that's an actually I like that
Because
idea.
it's-
I think
yeah.
stuffed animals are demon fuel for Lord's Wand. What's more
he's
terrifying?
like, you're talking to these inanimate objects, and clearly they must be possessed by demonic energy.
Indeed. That vivid memory strikes you at your core. You feel your chest freeze, as though you have just been stunned or petrified. Just being around this creature, this entity. You think he's family, but he's always felt off from other humanoids. There's no kindness to this man's smile that you are beginning to see in your periphery as you slowly turn around to view a 6'7", non-muscular, very thin, old elf with long, I want to say reddish-brown hair that flows all the way down past his shoulders, exquisitely braided. He is wearing beautiful orange, magenta, and I believe cyan robes that he wears casually. You see that his armaments are 2 long swords that sit on the same side of his hip, scabbarded up. But he does not seem to care much for them. They both look incredibly vicious just at a glance, Yonce. You've never seen him carry weapons before, especially in his own house, but he's traveling now. His eyes are not smiling, even though he is. They're actually somewhat squinted down, staring at you with that studious interest. And then he quietly lets out a word. Yonce. Greet your ancestor.
I really hastily rake my brain for how I'm supposed to formally greet people and so on again. Because I have thrown decorum out the window here.
Would you like to do a decorum check? Or a performance
sure.
check? Yeah, give a performance check.
Oh, natural 20.
You know exactly.
For 31 total.
There's no way you would ever forget how to greet your ancestor. You immediately spin on. It's almost as if it's ingrained, like a natural part of you. Your elven spirit of being a subservient creature to a far superior version of yourself. You fall to your knees, turn to his hand, and take the palm that is waiting for you. You look at the ring that he is wearing, and it soon comes to your lips, and you say out the phrase, "I greet you, noble ancestor." Say it, right now.
Well, I greet you, noble ancestor.
Yes, you do. Stand, Yonce. I have questions. Ursale, Dyson, Snefru, you turn around to see this wraith of an elf who appeared out of seemingly nowhere and is quite literally just emanating with power and confidence in this moment. What are your 3 reactions to Lord's One?
I made tea. Has lavender and chamomile.
Little half bow.
Snefru, you give a half bow.
I don't think Ursale has too much of an external reaction to his appearance.
Also, Dyson doesn't really know who this guy is.
Sure.
Just there's another guy here. I can have tea if anyone wants some.
Mm-hmm. Yonsei will introduce them. My lords, this is the Prince of Livistone's closest allies and
where
advisors.
is my assumed grandson?
Unfortunately, he is ill with the T-posing illness.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
It
We
plagues
expect
this
that he'll
world.
be. Mhm. This is the Cleric Dizem.
So
The
what
War
god-
Mage.
What is your god, cleric?
The mother.
Which one?
Mine, preferably.
That is acceptable for now.
The War Mage Snefru of Brimland.
Mm-mm.
And the Bear Mother's Avatar of Justice, as I like to think, Ursula.
Is this true? You are an avatar of your god?
I have been gifted some things. As you can see, my form is not that it has always been. I don't know if avatar is the right word, but
There's a great word.
I see.
No, we don't have proper. Well, the castle's in a bit of disarray, but if you would like to come have tea,
Your granddaughter dropped a roof on a chain devil.
Did they now?
It was quite fascinating to watch.
With what spell? With what ability? I have not heard of Beyonce's progress in the way of either martial or spell casting.
It was a spell of shattering on the support columns.
I see.
She also likes to shatter bridges.
Shh,
Ow.
I'm telling the books.
Is Beyonce getting embarrassed? Is that what you
a little bit, like a little, like.
Beyonce starts blushing a little, like, oh shit, granddad. I blew up a castle for you. Are you impressed? And he's just stone face.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. And this country run by demonic dogs. What is this demon infestation that I have been hearing tales of?
Well, what we had originally believed, and with the help, which uncle was it again that came initially?
My son Pneumolia arrived one day.
Yeah, that's right. And with the help of my uncle Pneumolia, we had done an initial investigation into the possibility of a demonic presence within court. Unfortunately, while we were away, things progressed without our involvement, and when we returned, there was both a war from the New Orleans at our gates, and it was apparent that within the court itself, when we were actually able to arrive here to the castle, it appears as though Brian Bronson was that demonic presence and had already, to use a word of my friend, ensorcelled the king into committing a demonic tie, I suppose. I don't know the details of their relationship, except that the demon Sigma Moth was in fact Brian Bronson. And has brought upon Livistio a army
Yes.
of demons.
I remember Sigmumoth. I did not know he managed to worm his way so far south. But it is good he has reappeared. Now we may kill him once and for all. Where is he?
We
Um,
don't.
We believe that he is marching with the king and
Yes.
demonic soldiers from Belia.
The king. We should kill him too while we're at it. In fact, we should be killing a lot of people connected to him. Undoubtedly, his demonic servants have corrupted much of the court, possibly some of its populace. This entire area must be thoroughly investigated. But let us deal with Sigmumoth first. Head of the snake and all of that. I'm told this nation is being invaded by Neordians.
That is correct.
Yes, we should go deal with that while we're at it. It is unwise to let an invader take over more territory while we're dealing with the bigger threat. Come now, let's go. And you will feel his hand on your neck, Yonsei. And as though there are pins and needles inside your nervous system, you will walk for a single step. Show me the way.
Hey, what am I showing him the way to?
To the Neordians. Let's go.
What? Okay.
What do you mean, what? Did you not call for my aid?
With demons? Glynis is really protective about his plans with the Neordians.
Yes, Glynis.
Yeah.
He is
your
a
other
grandson
grandchild.
of mine, I am told.
Yes.
Well, he can't
He
be
is-
too competent now, can he, letting his nation turn into a demonic feudal state? I am sure he won't mind if grandfather handles things for him.
I look towards everyone else for help.
Everybody immediately knows that is not the case at all. Clearly, this guy is wrong.
The prince is quite protective of his prospective honors to be won in this war.
There is no honor with demons. They do not have the capacity to understand it, only to use it as a tool against you all.
I'm not doubting the demonic fight that needs to happen, but the one with Njord, I think, is something that he would like to write.
Yes.
For Livistio, so that afterwards we may still be able to continue as a country, and not an extension of Dawn.
I have no interest in this pathetic nation other than its meat exports. I care not who stands upon the throne so long as the deal is maintained. My attention is always at the north unless a demon worms its way south, such as Sigmumoth. You have assurances on behalf of me that I will not take over this country.
Okay.
It's good enough for me.
Yep.
Indeed. Besides, I effectively rule it anyway. Let's go.
I'm gonna take my tea kettle with me.
You take your
The
sea kettle with
sperm
you.
is strong in that one.
Good tea, I'm not wasting it. I brewed this pot for everyone. Now we're just leaving.
Is the one just like trying to have as many kids as possible so he can have as many countries technically be his as possible?
Who knows
Is he
what Lord
effectively the-
Swan's goals or motivations are?
Effectively,
But hey,
the European
you know?
monarchy.
Yonsei, maybe this is how you actually become the king of Livistio.
Oh God, that was all a joke.
Indeed. You all begin to walk. Until Rien is like, I don't want to walk. Can we fly? Can we fly instead? Magic carpet, anybody? Who wants to fly? And Lord Swan lets out an annoyed sigh.
Never
He's like,
can.
I forget. You all don't have 90-foot movement speed, do you? Yes.
What?
let us go upon the flying carpet for now.
Sure.
Yeah. You will watch as Rien pulls out her her portable hole one more time. And, Ursale! Come help me,
Yes?
it's heavy. It's a heavy carpet. Yeah, you reach inside the portable hole where there's a great big... I believe it is a 9-foot by 7-foot. Let me make double
Jesus
certain.
Christ.
Yeah, it's a huge carpet. And she will briefly mention, like, I got this at a estate sale in Eos Majoris. It was an amazing offer. You'd be surprised what wizards leave behind when they die.
This
and
thrifting aunt that we have.
Yeah. She's like, well,
fascinated by the goodwill.
upon like further investigation, the estate sale happened in a graveyard, so you're unsure if she just stole it from a wizard who was dead or something. But regardless,
Repurposed.
yes, it's a 6-foot by 9-foot long carpet that you all hop onto and begin to fly on, as Lord Zwan, sitting in the dead middle, awkwardly in a somersault position, will comically, I suppose, ask you all, like, so, do you have any sights to be seen while we're here? Is there any fun activities to do other than killing demons? Is it a lot of hunting?
There's this beautiful elven retreat up in the mountains, but
Oh, what's that like?
it was peaceful,
Yeah.
very close to the domain of the Bear Mother.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, a lot of vegans.
Vegans. That's strange in this world.
Beyonce's being like just real quiet.
Everyone's
Earlier,
really
I was
quiet.
thinking about like doing like giving Ursula like a butt slap as he like had to reach into a hole to get something. Didn't even do it. Didn't even.
I mean, do you like to go hunting? There is definitely hunting to be had.
I love hunting demons. It's probably my favorite pastime. You might like to hunt demons too, Ursale. Would you like to act as a mercenary when this whole demon fiasco down here is done? Look how big and strong your arms are.
My calling is with the Bear Mother and protecting her lands. If it calls me away from that, I cannot.
Let's see.
My grandpa just flirt with Ursula.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
you
so
can
would you like
get
a cup of tea?
Single
permission.
tear slides down Beyonce's face.
Indeed. You know, I have several unmarried daughters, he says to Ursala in particular. It's like, we can work something out between me and your mother. I'm sure things will be okay.
Beyonce, would you like a cup of tea?
Just on a carpet.
Like pour it into a little cup and hand it over to you.
You
I still have
all
the wine.
get effectively kidnapped by 2 high-level wizards and begin to fly over the city, over the river, and straight to a Neordian army. Who will respond, I suppose, by beginning to fire arrows at you guys, which whiz past, and he's like, fly to 700 feet, so we're out of range, Rien, come on. And you will go up, and he's like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna go talk with them, I'll be right back. And you watch as Lord Zwan awkwardly steps over Dizem's lap, where he is holding his tea set, and he's like, I'll see you later. And then he just steps off and falls 700 feet down. But he's a high-level monk with slow fall, and terminal velocity is 20d6 falling damage, so he's good. And you will circle, giving you time to speak with Rien, who I assume is less overbearing than Zwan in this moment.
Yeah, so like immediately deflates. Like,
Rian, care for some tea?
Yes, please. I'm sorry about
Oh my
him.
god,
He's,
that was so stressful.
he's very overbearing. I don't like working with him much either, but, you know.
Ursala, you cannot marry into the family. I cannot call you cousin.
It's because he's
I'm
a mutant,
sorry.
isn't
Well,
he?
wouldn't it be uncle or something?
Ah, fuck, it would be. And that's
It'd be
even
Uncle Bear Daddy.
worse. I can't.
Ursala?
Yeah, I can't call you Uncle Bear Daddy.
Ursala, 10 gold if you do it.
10 gold.
10
I have
whole
no
gold.
use for your golden trinkets.
Yes, but you can, like, give that gold to someone else to do things for you.
God.
Like, leave you alone.
I mean, if there's any testament for not marrying into the family, is it the possibility that your child could end up just like me? Take that, Ursala.
Or it could end up just like Glynis.
He's gonna be a king of his own country soon, Ursala. That's some good shit right there.
Listen. All right, you don't tell Glynis this, okay? But amongst the cousins, he's considered the most human, and they make fun of him for it a lot.
Actually, that brings up a great question. If Ursala has a kid, would it be like 25% bear, 25% human, half elf?
Oh, that's a great question. How much
That's
bear
a
is in your
great
sperm,
question
man?
that
Bear
Ursala
are
will
you?
have to find out
How
if he
much bear
chooses
are
to
you?
go down that road.
Get a DNA test of like how much bear you are.
Is the bear mommy DNA just like more than all the other? Are you just gonna give birth to a bear? Is this how bears are
Great
produced?
question.
The
Would
next
the bear have the
generation of
sentience of a human though?
I think we're
Or
being
humanoids.
signaled to go down now, Rien calls out. This is a horrifying conversation that I don't want to be a part of anymore.
Auntie Rian, thank you
The
for
tea is
coming
so
down from your
good.
tower to help us with our problem.
You're welcome.
Also, we're working to pay back the loan. It's almost done.
Nope. Don't worry about it.
Ooh.
I gave away 1,000 gold.
I'm sorry. Take it back. I don't care.
It was a gift. I can't take it back. It's rude.
It's not my problem, Dyson. I'm sorry, but
I know
Well,
it's
let's
not.
get
It's a
down
me
there.
problem.
you begin
Yeah,
to
my education
fly
at Bard
downward. You
College
can't just
wasn't
go
much, so-
straight down on a magic carpet, right? You'll all fucking fall off and die, which would be bad. So instead, you rotate down into a spiraling formation and eventually land and see that Lord Zwan is now speaking with Emil Hammer, who Yonsei is terrified of, Dizem's familiar with, Ursala is unknowledgeable of, and Snefru, I think, has never met nor seen the head or tail of, question mark?
Only through a vision.
Only through a
Yeah, I
vision.
didn't see him.
You also see that some of the Neordian staff is here, specifically their leaders. Oh, excuse me. Where are you, my humanoids? Neord. Oh, you see for the first time Bjorn Steen, a unassuming, somewhat muscular but not very muscular man who honestly looks like a robber baron more so than anything else. He's also the best equipped in terms of magical items out of this entire group of Neordians, but we don't care much for him right now. We see Prince Ragnar, of course, as well as his little merry band, but they're often the periphery, not important enough to be spoken with and dismissed. And they look a bit butthurt about that. You see a strange changeling of a human, likely most reminiscent of Yonsei himself, as though he's stolen your image at one point and has adapted it, of like, quite literally some plagiarism going on of the flesh, which is strange. But he is like contorting more so than you, and you see that there's like weird musculature deformities based upon their emotional state. In this case, it is quite hectic right now, of like, Lord fucking Swan's here and he's threatening people and what the fuck. And so this changeling's a little unstable and their face is like twisting from a flash of annoyance in one half to like a forced smile that is performative and almost extends from lip all the way to ear, so several inches. It's quite awkward. But
this is terrible for my image.
It's terrible.
I immediately like hold the teacup that I have in my hand in like a throw position, like I'm ready.
He also has a beret, but with 2 feathers instead of 1. Next up,
what a monster.
We have Casper Lang inside his battle cart, being pulled by his bullion shield brother, who you all have at least seen or heard of about. Daisum knows Lang. He's the only one that actually went to speak with him and heal his eye. But, you know, you've all seen the messenger that is the bullion spear guy, or shield man. And finally, we have the raid leader, Pia Kirkland, a cleric of an unknown human god, who stares at Daisum, who stares at Snefru, and is clearly calculating the best angle to throw a fireball. That is her position right now. You don't know what spell exactly, but if you're a battle wizard, you assume it's fireball, right? She is dressed
Counterspell's ready.
Counterspell's always ready with a wizard. You prepared for the 60-foot spit in the mouth to avoid any sort of spell.
I have an important question. Is Hammer wearing the sunglasses?
Yes, he is.
Oh man.
Hell yeah.
As he does so, he looks quite upset as you all, upset for a guy who's like nonplussed about almost everything in life. And he looks to you all, notices that the legendary prince is not amongst your membership, and he's, we don't even have the prince here. Come on, what is this?
Like him a wave.
He ignores you.
Oh.
Indeed.
Rebuffed.
Just does not care.
I tried to make like significant eye contact with the changeling, like
the changeling's eyes. One is focused entirely on you and like a chameleon, the other one is on Lord Swan. This is a strange looking fella. I'll tell you that much. And also the guy who tried to assassinate the king.
This is the guy that tried to assassinate the king? He saw me perform. He knows my jokes.
He does know your jokes. He's been watching you all for a little while, but who cares? Where's some good dramatic music? No, that's all salsa music. I have way too many salsa music, and I only use 2 tracks.
Where are you?
Do you mean combat music immediately?
Oh, there you are.
I guess we'll just go back to Dark Angel. Well, aren't we just the gathering to be assassinated right now? Email states, if an meteor swarm was to summon, it would knock out a king, a prince's entire retinue, 2 princes' entire retinue. He counts out Prince Ragnar amongst them. All of my command staff, as well as a quarter of the Neordian army. How blessed we all are to have this meeting. And Lord Swan looks to Emil Hammer and says, I don't care. Snefru, you're a wizard.
Yes.
Come stand beside me.
Understood. Stand next to him.
This is Snefru. Emil immediately recognizes your hat. I thought your name was Snoop and you were 3 feet taller.
I don't know why you would think that. I'm Snefru. Nice to meet you.
I see. Emil ignores your greetings for the most part because he's an asshole. And Lord Swan will say, Snefru, tell this man about the demons.
Understood. Emil Hammer, the king of Livistio, is consorting with servants of Mephistopheles.
It is why we invaded this country. Yes, we know.
Well, we as the Prince's retinue are aiming to depose the king and get rid of the demons. So we do not need you or your men any longer. You may go home.
You do not get to decide that, Grimland wizard. Livistio is
arguably-
our neighbor, and for a century has been our enemy. For in their court, they have been convoluting with demons this entire time. And now, only now when it benefits you personally, you order us to retreat? Where was the Brimish intervention earlier, when we requested you decades ago? If your half-elf in the back keeps waving, I will throw a mallet at them. What right do you have to claim this of us, Brimish wizard?
I claim this right for my liege, Glennis Marchette, who will be king of Livistio, who will be more than happy to knock you and your command staff on their butt. But after we take care of the demon menace, which you are not doing. You are burning and pillaging. You are enjoying your warmongering. You are not going after demons. You're playing games.
We are at war. An army does not suicide, and I believe the kids call it YOLO charge, through an enemy country to assassinate a corrupt king, as well as this corrupt nation that believes themselves in the right. I care nothing for what your prince claims to be. If anything, he is just to blame as much as his father, if the current king even is his father.
Well, let's not play games, Mealhammer. You are playing Kingmaker to the Belian king. The Belay Slayer, the king of New York. You are here to make the choice easier. You are here for convenience.
There are many birds to hit with few stones. Yes. But just because one interest suits the other does not mean our war is unjust. Lord Swan, you know this. That is why you have not been involved. Livistio attacked us. They have been harassing us for years, and thus did not trigger your defensive pact when we strode in here and started burning the countryside. And Lord Swan nods his head. Yeah, that's true. My idiot son-in-law did this. However,
Did he do it? I'm just saying. There's
Lord
plausible
Swan turns to
deniability.
Yonsei. Yonsei, do you have something
Negative
of
points.
importance to share with literally everyone? If you're here to argue, now's not the time.
It's not arguing. I just wanted to say that the important conversation is about the demons, not whether or not the king was a good king.
I'm going to refocus upon that. Is that okay with you, grandchild?
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now. Okay.
Okay, thank you. As I was saying, I care nothing for your national dispute. I care nothing for who sits on this throne. However, demons are my speciality, and I come to offer you a chance of pause, reflection, payment, for us to excise this demonic threat. And then, whenever the Livistians have their new king, you may choose to remain at war with them upon dissatisfactory terms. How is that? And Emil pauses for a moment. Unless the Lord's Wand continues suddenly. One of the prince's retinue can offer up a equivalent term to seek a pause of this conflict so that I may go kill what is an archfiend. Or I could just kill everybody here and carve a path, as it were, if we prefer that option.
Thank you, Lord Swan. I cannot offer terms, but I can offer a viewpoint. I only know the Hammer from his reputation as an honorable man. And the honorable thing to do, in my view, is to cease the war until the demonic threat to our world is taken care of in this country.
I don't care, Lord Zwan says, looking to email Hammer. And here's the problem with Email's position. And you all need no insight check to understand that he has been given many an objective for this war. And if his reason to be at war is presumably there doth be demons, and now there is a external demon hunting machine that is Lord Zwan here, he has every reason to accept the term, to spare his personal honor, and to cease hostilities now. And you understand, just by his facial features, through the shadowed lenses, that he has been told not to accept such a thing. And it is eating away at him as he starts to grimace, glances over towards Pia Kirkland and Ragnar and fucking Changeling Man, whatever his name is.
Sigmy.
And then
Let's be clear.
Bjornstein. And you see Bjornstein is the only one actually laughing at Emil's expense here. Just very quietly, like, yeah, fucked loser. Very much a political game these two in particular have with one another. Emil will state, "This choice is not mine alone to make. I must send to my king. Wait here for a moment."
Okay.
And he will go to Pia Kirkland, who is a cleric and thus has the sending spell, and is effectively his direct line of communication to the king. And Pia Kirkland's like, I'm not gonna waste a third level fucking spell, so we should fucking fireball him! Kill him! Let's go! That's everyone! Think of the loot drops. And he's like, honor is all. We can't do that.
Your
No mic.
microphone.
Hello?
Welcome
Hi.
back.
Hello.
I don't
Hi.
know. I might just get a new mic after this, guys. I don't know what's going on. Regardless, you all have a moment to confer amongst yourself as Pia starts to count out 25 words to send to a king. Which takes her a minute.
I really say that we should have brought up that the alternative to Grandpa is Brinland, who will probably also just kill all the Nordians here too. Just saying.
But
Like that's a good.
And
Beyonce,
Livistians.
they would kill all the Livistians.
Yeah, but also the Nordians. It's kind of important for them to live in the situation.
We're
where they
killing the
can't
Neordians so the Livistians can live. That's
They
kind of
know-
I don't
counteractive.
think you guys understand what a threat is.
My hat is the threat. They can't not know about the Brimish eventuality.
Are you all cool if I go talk to Casper?
Yes, Dyson, you can go talk to your friend.
Yeah, you Dyson, you walk up to Casper. He's like, hey, Dyson, how are you doing?
Hey, I was here to
Yeah,
kill
I
the
heard.
other eye. Yeah.
Yeah, could you do that
Do you
real
have-
quick?
Yeah, I can do that real quick.
Yeah, you cast a spell. It's like, oh, what a relief. Go ahead and subtract that
Yeah.
spell slot for me, Dyson.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh. I can't just go off and get your payment now. I hope you understand. We're kind of...
No, you're completely fine.
Okay, yeah. You know I'm good for it.
Oh, you're always good for it.
Yeah, what's the deal with this elf guy? I thought he was supposed to be up north. Does he just rule
When
the
worlds
country now?
collide.
Oh, okay. Because he's like calling shots and he just casually deflected like 30 missiles. It's kind of...
He's kind of like the most powerful man alive. I mean, what do you can't stop it.
Oh, yeah.
If he wants something, he gets that.
No, yeah, I mean, high-level people, man. They're fucking
You
terrifying.
can just show up anywhere and be like, yep, I'm gonna just do some things. We're like,
They
okay.
just decide things arbitrarily based on their own moral system. It's fucking
Mhm.
crazy.
I mean, that's how most of our governments run. It's just by one level 20 person deciding
Yeah.
how things are gonna go. And that's how the government still goes to this
Do you
day.
think that's why he named his nation after his own first name? That it's just an extension of him?
Yeah.
God.
I mean, and if you think about it, like, he is the nation. It wouldn't exist without him.
It's true. That's very true. Oh, P is coming back.
It's like Rien.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. Quickly, go back to your side.
Bye, Casper.
Bye, guys. You're just friends with like this 85-year-old mercenary commander. Apparently.
Worst friends to have.
Yeah.
It's actually a good friend to have. If I ever need like a mercenary captain, I know a guy. He's not even
Dyson's
blind anymore. He
war
got
is
2 eyes.
literally just networking. This guy.
I mean, it's religion, John.
I've had so many offers from so many different people.
Pia comes back with word from King Mayan Vielveg. Lord Swan, Pia calls out. I speak on behalf of the king. If you will allow me to speak, I, cleric of Rahamaran, do so swear to be honest with my interpretation, although there is no way nor remedy if you are to doubt me. Lord Swan waves his fingers. Hurry the fuck up. King Mayan Vielveg will accept a ceasefire to remove the demonic influence that is the kingdom of Livistio's leading court. However, he wishes to You must forgive me if I interpret a little bit from what he said. His message was... he's old. Regardless, he wishes to be a part of the signatory process for a true peace between his nation, your nation, as well as whoever becomes the rightful king of Livistio after you presumably kill the current king. Lord Swan's like, fine. I don't care. Retinue. He looks to you all. Deals have now been made between two kings. Your prince, to my knowledge, is outlawed of his current standing, but I don't think he has complaint. Or do you believe he will the moment I go and kill his father and the demons that infest his mind?
I think he wants
You might want
to,
to talk
if
to
possible,
Daddy.
unensortle his mind
Yes, we
and
will
make him
do our
not
due
infested by
diligence.
bees.
It's
Would
like
you
a-
like
If
to be a
possible.
part of that process?
yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can show up.
let's do that.
You may have to 5v1 an entire army as well as the king and whoever is guarding him. I'll be busy with the Archfiend. Rien will participate if that suits your needs.
Oh, Brienne's there. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
You all die while I go and kill a demon.
That's not that bad. I've had worse.
I mean, all else fails, I can just turn into the king and tell them all to stop.
Yeah. Do you
I could do
normally
that.
impersonate royalty?
No,
You know you could be executed for doing that, right, Yonsei?
you know this is war and trying times, and I think for the betterment of the people, I can commit one tiny crime.
I don't think that's very
And it'll be
tiny.
the only time I ever do it, and I'll never do it again.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
When it comes to killing demons, Yancey's always throwing out these big-brained ideas. Some of them nefarious.
I
Very
see.
elaborate schemes.
Alright, we have an alliance for now, or at least a pact. Shall we cut our palms open and risk hepatitis, or can we all trust in each other's word?
Maybe just a handshake.
I don't
I'll do a
shake
blood
people's
oath. Someone wants to
hands.
do a blood oath.
You don't shake people's hands. Okay.
Haven't you
Blood
heard
oath's
of
going.
the little demons known as germs, Yonsei?
I think I
Worst
remember
ones
you
of them
telling me
all.
about that when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Indeed.
Okay, but like, what about a fist bump? Is that good?
That's fine.
I go to give him a fist bump.
Lord's Wand does not
demon-
fist bump you.
The demons like fist bumps too. Elbow bumps are better.
He stares down Snapper.
Email
instead of
Hammer.
fist bumping.
Thank you for helping us come to a conclusion that allows us to handle our own problems.
Emil stares at you all with contempt. You all immediately feel the unspoken judgment of a truly honorable man. Of the fact that you need not just Grandpa to come bail you out from a different nation, but also cannot fight your battles on your own. You do not have the strength to deal with this problem prior to it evolving. And honestly, there's a part of him who thinks the prince is also in on this demonic act, and this is all just some elaborate demonic scheme to fracture or get pause on his win that he knows will occur if this was just a straight up war.
Yeah, something that Yancey would plan up, actually, so. Smart to be weary.
Be gone from my camp.
Okay,
Lord
bye,
Swan doesn't
Emil.
care. He starts to head to Rien, who's still in hover mode on the carpet. Let's go,
Guess we
children.
go with.
Unless you would prefer to walk.
No.
I jump with Orsale to get on the carpet.
You do so. And you all will begin to fly upwards. Within the hour, the Neordian camp, as it were, begins to pack up. And you will see that the corresponding war camp of Livistone, who is not in on this deal at all, begins to prepare for battle, as they are told to do. And noticing this, Lord Swan says, "Would you all like to convince this suicidal force about to engage the entire Neordian army on their own to stand down? Or
Yes,
do you need me
I
to
think
do
that
that as well?
I could do that.
Understood. You have Featherfall prepared, Sneffer?
I think I do. Let me check.
You should check that, because he's about to kick you off the...
I do. I have Featherfall.
Alright, he kicks you off after you ready yourself. And like, go talk to them. Good luck on the angle. And he shoves you as far as he can so that you get enough momentum to Featherfall arc yourself further away from the Neordians and into the line of the Livistians. You start flailing your arms out. Does anyone else wish to join him?
I mean, if
Now's
you
the
choose
time.
five features within range, yeah. Yonsei goes like, whee!
Swan dives. Or Sale dives him.
I don't
I
think
mean,
the Webblade likes me.
I don't think I'd trust the Featherfall unless we were like prepared and going together.
I got
you,
Ursula!
I'm gonna keep sipping my tea here.
You guys fly in an observing pattern so that the King Swan, or Lord Swan, I should say, will not break the immediate peace that has just been made. Snefru, Yonsei, it's your show. As you all fall out of the sky and the Livistians see you falling whoa, towards them, some mounted forward vanguard units begin to ride towards you in the no man's land between you and the Neordians, and they will call out, "What the fuck?" As you all land softly, 60 feet per 6 seconds. What do you do as you stare at them?
I ate a bug.
One second. Where's my intelligence at?
Writes his hat. Waits for the bard to speak.
Okay. Did I do it?
These are the Red Blades forces that were preparing to charge.
Nope.
These
This
are the
was-
Livistian militias under Countess Signet.
Her husband, Count Signet.
Count Signet. Got it.
Alright. I turn into the fucking prince on my way down.
Sorry,
Ah,
Tokyo's not on the
ooh.
map, actually. I just realized that. There you go. I hid some of the Livistian forces from you all.
What?
You greet them, Yonsei, awkwardly, as they ride up to you. What did you say to them, the lead writer? Did I miss something entirely? You disguised yourself. I'm so sorry.
Yes. It's okay.
Who did you disguise yourself as?
The prince.
The prince. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Who really should be the one doing this.
Agreed. All of them know what the prince looks like. His wanted poster has been circulated, as well as from the stories. There's some mixed feelings as they recognize you as someone you're not, Yonsei. And they call out, Prince Marchette?
I raise both hands. Ho there,
The fuck?
soldiers. I'm sorry to drop in. So to
What?
speak.
What are you doing?
I seek an audience with the king.
The king? He's not
the
here yet.
Count.
The count.
Oh! Yes, follow us, I guess, I suppose? Would you like my horse? He questions awkwardly, like, do we apprehend him? Is he apprehended now? What is happening? He's like, no, maybe, yeah. There's confusion immediately upon Yonsei being here, because they have orders, effectively, from the king to treat the prince like an enemy, but they also know that the prince saved the city, which does not seem like a traitorous thing he would do. And thus you are awkwardly taken as non-prisoners to Count Signet, who is a rough and tumble 55-year-old young man, old young man, who turns to you and looks down from his hearty splint mail and calls out, "Your Highness! What are you doing here?"
Count, I'm sorry to startle you as you prepare to head towards enemy lines.
What is
I have
that
news
accent?
for you.
What?
It's
He's doing her best, Glynis.
Oh
doing my
no.
best.
Okay. I'm perplexed. What?
Does Glynis not have an English accent? Am I fucking things up? Am I wrong?
I
Out
know
of
Greg
character?
doesn't.
Well,
Doesn't he do all his? Am I in an alternate universe? Has he
No,
not
you
been...
have always done an English accent for Glynis. That is true.
Yeah, you always
He is
have, but he
the
doesn't.
Count is just confused by it, because he has heard the
Okay,
prince speak
okay.
before.
Oh, he's catching on to my bit.
Yeah, he's starting to suspect you're not who he thinks you are.
I always thought Greg was trying to do a British accent, and I just did it better than him.
He's just polite, Yonsei. Jeez.
So this entire time I was doing this British accent because that's what I thought Greg was trying to do.
It's just...
And he was just bad at it. So Greg, if you're watching this, you're gonna have to clear up some questions here, buddy.
Yonsei, you stare at this Count, who thinks you are a prince.
Huh.
What? We saw you fall. Is everything okay in the city?
The city, yes, everything is okay with the city.
You were above the Neordian camp. We saw you all go in. Assumedly,
Yes.
that's the rest of your... Was there a flying carpet in the castle? Who is up there?
There was. We've
Is
received
Yonsei
help
flying it?
from
What?
the King of Zuan, and what's her name? Rian. Rian,
The your aunt, the Countess Rian.
Yeah.
The Sorceress Rian.
Sorceress Rian. That's her name.
It's her carpet.
We have just come back from a treaty meeting with the Neordians, a ceasefire.
What?
With the understanding that, in return, we will kill the archfiend that is plaguing this country.
You have no right to do that.
No, under normal circumstances, I don't believe so, but I believe these are unusual times. And it is the duty of the King of Zuan to handle demon threats. And the easiest way to allow him to do that was to
That's his
end the war with...
self-imposed duty, but he has no business making that call for our nation. We are at war with Neordians.
The king that is being influenced by a demon. Count, I come to you because you are currently expecting help from help that will not be coming.
This is a very important dice roll. In fact, I want you to roll this.
Okay, what am I rolling?
A 1d20.
Okay.
You want 13 up. Flat.
7.
That is slightly more than half of 13.
Could I
You
help
are a traitor.
the prince?
And he will call for his men immediately. Prince Marchette is a rebel, it appears. Arrest him, men. And you look at the garrison that surrounds you. Most of them on horseback currently. Farther behind is the infantry who were marching up. There is roughly 50 people immediately surrounding you on horseback. Behind them is another 60 or so who seem to be mounted archers or the like. Snefru, Yonsei, this count has just called for your arrest. What do you do?
I can do a rousing speech. If I am permitted to speak.
I was just going to intimidate him.
Describe how you intimidate him.
Yonsei like holds up his hands. As you can see, Count, I have no weapons on me.
We know how
My
you fight, Your
advisor-
Highness. You kick men in the dick.
I am standing perfectly still. My hands, you can see them. Snefru is here as an advisor to assist me in making decisions that are less brash, but I feel like I have failed him today in being honest with you. It is ultimately your decision on what you do next, but I am telling you this with good faith and to protect you and your people here. I have never done anything to harm anyone. The city itself is safe because of the work that we have all put into making sure it does not fall. You can take me with you. All I ask is that you do not go forward to attack the Nurians, and that you retreat to protect your people in the hills. I will go with you. I will be bound. I will not attempt to harm anyone or anything. It is not the best position for me to be in, but if that makes you feel confident in my trustworthiness, I'll do that. Because it is more important that everyone here is okay to me than if I, as the prince, am going to make some brash point and try to start a fight that I know I'm not going to win.
Your mic, John.
Mute it again.
I don't speak for like 15 seconds and it immediately does not recognize me anymore.
Sounds like a different mic.
Mm-hmm.
It's connecting. Hang on.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We will be investigating these technical difficulties soon. Sorry about the inconvenience. Yonsei surrenders before you, Snefru, and they don't care about you. So, what is your goal here?
My goal was to step in front of the prince and have my wand, like, conflagrate a little bit and intimidate them and say, the prince came after getting a ceasefire to take care of a demon presence in our nation. And it seems he forgot he brought a war wizard with him. So he walked in here to stop your suicidal attack against the Neordian forces. You old Count Blowhard. He is the rightful prince, and you are falling for the demon's traps.
The princess surrendered, wizard. We do not care for you. You can go back to Brimland for all we care. Step aside, or be run down.
The prince won't let me murder all of you. The prince cares too much for his people to teach a Blowhard Count an important lesson. The prince will walk out of here, and you will stand down.
No. He has made pact with the enemy that he is not allowed to.
Can I like look up really briefly? Like, where's the
They're like,
carpet? Is it heading towards?
no, they're circling. They're like 600 feet
Oh.
above you.
They're not going towards the king.
They're
or
watching.
the-
They're observing.
You listen to the lies of a demon. The prince has every right to save Livistians' lives.
He is
And
not
you are
the
a
king.
warmonger.
He does not get to make peace treaties with our enemies. No. I know the law. You are the outsider here, wizard. So either cast your spell and roll for initiative, or step aside.
It's okay. I got this.
You insult yourself. The law of the land is the bear mother's will. And you bring shame to you and her. And Sneffer will walk to where he can be picked up by the carpet.
Sniffer walks away, leaving Yonsei disguised as the prince among a casual 619 people. Yonsei. Spears are pointed. Cavalrymen who look conflicted but were given their orders begin to parade you back to Livistone, where we started our
That's fine.
session.
If they're going towards Livistone, that's what we're doing. That's what
That's
I
what you want.
I want them away from the audience. That's okay with me. Better yet, he'll chime up. You can just bring me to the king directly. We'll have a chat.
He will be here soon enough.
Are we gonna wait together?
I don't know.
I just think we should wait together. Me and you.
The march back is more than an hour long.
Yep.
You will travel for an hour. Snefru will be picked up, so let us do that to remain chronologically first. As Rien lowers the carpet and says, is Yonsei going to convince them to understand that this is all for the best of their own people?
The Count is a stupid man who is too loyal to the dumb king and arrested Yonsei. And yes, I could have blown up the entire garrison, but the prince would have been mad.
Yes. But it'd be strange if there weren't people like them in the world.
This is true.
Hopefully they don't
Plus-
murder Yonsei. Do we need to rescue them? Random questions.
Yonsei
Lord
said she had
Blanc
it.
Entirely disinterested, like, they'll be fine. So Ursale, about my unmarried daughter.
Isn't that something for after we've dealt with this?
Maybe.
Push it off as long as you can.
It will be what it will be. Yes, I suppose I should explain the next part of the strategy, huh? Rien! Back to the castle. We must drink tea. And also organize all the potions you have unmarked in that bag of holding you have. It's a portable hole. That's what they all say. You all fly back north, leaving Yonsei behind. Yonsei! An hour goes by. Do you recast your disguised self?
Nope, because I don't have any more.
Oh, shit. Yonsei, the illusion fades after an hour. Some people don't notice at first, the people walking beside you who you're in the periphery of. But one of them will see... Was the prince always wearing that fucking beret? Like, some guy in the background, and, like, this will be a turn as they, like, look at you.
I just want to ask really quickly, what is this, what, am I surrounded, Or is it just like I'm in the center of like a hole, and so everyone can see me if I moved or did something?
You would be flanked effectively by 9 people.
Okay.
Where you are in the center of. Some of these
Okay.
people would be on horseback, so like the 2 guys to your left and right would be on horseback. You're not bound or constrained at all. They just don't have the rope to do that. Otherwise, they would have. But you know, the prince is known to be an honorable guy. You said you'd go with them. If you break your word, no big deal. They'll just run you down because they know the prince isn't faster than a horse. And there are several horsemen here.
Yet.
Soon. He needs the mobile feat plus like an extra level or 2. And he can, for sure. But for now, he can't. And that's their assumption, at least. So, Yonsei, you are going to be surrounded entirely. Paraded, I believe the word was. And then some people are going to notice that you are not the prince.
Yeah, I'll just read the vibe on how they react to that before I cast any spells. Like, if I don't have to cast a spell to run away, if I can just, like, ride whatever weird fuckery is gonna happen next, I don't think they're gonna kill me. I think they want to take they're gonna take a prisoner. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
Within the 30, 20, 15 seconds or so it takes for the count to be alerted, he will turn back to you with murderous eyes, Yonsei.
Oh boy. Great start.
I
Yonsei
wonder,
YOLO'd.
did your count,
Let's look on my
your
hands up.
court wizard know it was you this entire time?
People confuse us a lot. I just want to say that. There was one time we were like in the same room together, and
All right,
Argyle,
shut the fuck
who
up.
raised, okay.
Everyone beat this bard to death.
Oh god!
Yonsei, how do you escape
yes.
from this situation?
I'm gonna cast fear, so that
Okay.
everyone within a 30-foot radius must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever they're holding and become frightened. The saving throw is a 16.
Okay. So, I'm not going to roll 800 or really 119 separate saving throws. However,
Yeah.
I will roll the saving throws on the horses.
That's
first.
important.
Because those guys are going to buck, and then they're going to barrel. They are likely going to be your best bet to escape before you are actually captured. Riding horse, because they can't afford war horses. Alright, this is a wisdom save.
This is a wisdom save.
DC 16, let's go! Horse! That's a failure. And that's a failure. The horses directly around you begin to kick up, neigh, rear back, trying to get away from this. What is this phantasmal image you create?
I try to imagine like what something that all Livistone people would be scared of, and it's just a giant fucking bear. The bear mommy is upset with them. She's here and she's angry with you specifically. And horses are especially probably afraid of bears.
They sure are.
So they I don't know if this is a spell that moves with me or what, but I'm making a run for it. And if you know, like,
It's a cone you pick.
yeah, then
So it's like
can
a
the
breath
cone go
weapon.
with me? Yeah, I just like
You cast the cone leaning backwards at the horses around you. All of the riding horses see bear, react instinctual, start stampeding, and then you pick a direction. Which direction do you run? As I've now made 4 saving throws for cardinal directions. For who's terrified, confused, being run over by a horse or not.
I run towards the water.
You run northward. Northward was indeed a failure. The people towards the Neordians were the guys who actually passed their save. Even then, you run full tilt away as chaos erupts in the formation. Across a field, towards the woods, just full-blown sprint. Give me a wonderful athletics check here.
Oh boy.
Yonsei, to make your mad escape.
What's the vibe on giving yourself inspiration?
I don't think you can, but there
Can I
might
slap
be.
my own ass?
Generally, you cannot slap your own ass unless it specifically calls
man.
that out, I believe.
I
So,
don't
like,
know, I
Valor
don't think
Bard
so.
could in certain situations.
No, I'm not a Valor Bard. I'm a lore bard. Wah.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Alright. Well, here's to hoping.
14's not bad.
14.
Not bad.
Not bad.
You are competing with a horse, though. That will eventually
that
pass
is
its
true.
saving throw and try to catch up with you.
That's nice of the horse. Unfortunately for the horse.
Do you have more
I have a
spells?
couple options here. I can shatter the horse.
Oh no.
Um,
Well, let's see if it catches up to you. It critically catches up to you. One of the
Okay,
horses immediately is like, "Oh, fuck this. This guy just fucking killed my friends. Get him!" It starts barreling after you. Smartest and most athletic horse in the world. How do you deal with this new threat that is horse plus rider?
Yeah, am I still out in the open, kind of?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start thunderclapping. Because that's a cantrip, so I can just fucking do it. I'm just like...
You start wheezing, casting cantrips, clapping your hands.
This is the most bard escape ever.
It's true. You know,
This is
after
what I
last
got.
week, Greg was like, we need to have Yonsei do a bard escape from the
I
Halfling
was
Mafia.
thinking about that.
Turns out it's just a bunch of horsemen.
So they need to succeed in Constitution saving throws or take 1d6 thunder damage.
Okay. The rider will, or rather the riding horse, named Fuck Yeah Haunts for some reason. What? Did somebody change the name?
No, maybe, or that was the joke a time ago we did. I don't remember.
Alright, well, it's going to make its con save anyway. It will fail, suffering damage. Its average is 13, so you'll need at least 2, maybe even 3 of these to get you.
That's fine. I just keep going. It's a cantrip. I can just keep going.
You can. But the
Nothing's stopping me.
rider upon his back will try to cut you down while you are thunderclapping him.
Jesus.
I am.
Alright.
I'm
That's
working on
fine.
pulling him up.
Wouldn't the spell do a little bit more damage because Yonsei's level 5 and above? So it would do 2d6?
That's right. It's 2d6.
Yes. Oh,
So
fuck.
11.
Indeed. You know, I forget sometimes that cantrips increase by level.
I also
Apologies.
forgot. That's okay.
On average, it still survives, but it is on death's door, and this riding horse, respecting the critical hit, will hoof you in the back on its turn for a 15 to hit.
A 15.
If it hits, it
Does
deals
hit.
6.
However, well, okay, maybe this doesn't work actually. Makes an attack. This is a creature, right?
I'm
This
sorry,
is a
the
creature?
horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to use my reaction to tell it that its heart is too big and that it's gonna suffer a heart attack if it keeps going. You
It
need to
accepts
stop.
this
You need to slow down.
responsibility. But you can roll a
Base horse.
D6 or D8. I'm forgetting your bardic dice, and potentially
Also,
turn
it's been
that
so long since
15.
I had to use it.
Yeah, you're good.
Give me 1 second to remember.
Great. You can
D8.
subtract the die roll to lower the attack roll, which it will
I
definitely
lower
miss.
it by 8. It now misses.
Perfect. The knight upon its back, though, will wield his mighty lance, also known as a great
God, I got
sword.
nothing for that. Okay.
That's 1d12. There we go. No, 1 or 2d6. He will use his quote-unquote great sword to lance you in the back on a 16 to hit
16 hits.
for 8 piercing,
That's
if that
okay.
matters. And then he will do
No.
so again, missing on a 10. He will then make his con save to see if he gets thunderclapped. He will, and will suffer damage of 11, which I will keep track of, because that's what I'm supposed to do. The horse looks like it's on its last leg, super bloody, about to die. The knight, however, is still fully armored, and although thundered, still has some fight in him. This is your only pursuer who is currently attacking you, and is effectively...
We may only one.
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't you just say so?
Because more behind him, just being slow.
Okay.
What do you do
Okay,
to get rid of this knight and his stupid horse?
I mean, if it's on death's door, I can just thunderclap again.
Okay.
I'll just do that again.
The haunts
again.
will make another con save.
Yeah.
Wait, why is your spell save DC 15 this time?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't. It's in this. It's the same in roll
Yeah, I
20
don't
on my
know.
sheet, so I don't know why it says 15.
All right, 2 damage kills it. So that means at minimum damage, you will kill this haunt. However, the
2d6.
knight will also make a save. Will also fail again, and will subtract another 6. Ow.
Is
That
the haunt
brings him
down?
to yes, the horse topples. Knight makes an athletics check not to fall prone, which he is not proficient in for some reason. I think a 9's a failure. He falls prone. You now have a chance to get a lead on him. Run away for 30 feet. He'll have to stand up on his turn, which is 15 feet, and then pursue you for 15, and then you can dash to the forest. Or you can murk a man. It's up to you. For the clean
Well, I would
getaway.
like to use this, but I think I need a way to stealth, and I don't know
Yeah.
if I have that.
You
Presently.
need to be in the woods to do that, for sure.
Yeah, so I need to make it to the woods.
You sprint to the woods.
I sprint. Yeah, I have to. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Okay. Mathematically,
the
this
woods.
knight cannot keep up with you. And also, he just fell off his fucking horse, and is hurting. And will be slow on the pursuit, for NPCs are not mindless stat block machines that do things all the time. And they are a little bit inefficient. Yonsei, once you are in the woods, cast Pass Without a Trace, and you are effectively in the wind. No one is fool enough to enter an unmarked forest where there's a rogue spellcaster on the lam.
What they don't know is that I don't have any more spells.
They don't know. They really do not know. Yonsei stealths away and will cross a river sometime during that evening or night, having stymied the Livistian attack on the Neordians. Although you don't know for certain what would have happened, this small ragtag group would have done a YOLO charge into a retreating enemy's rear as they are packing up camp rather than getting ready for battle. And thus, you have maintained the peace your grandfather forced you to make.
Grandpappy's gonna be so proud of me.
Sure.
You're bloody. You're in the woods. Grandpappy's gonna be so proud of me.
I imagine
Diving
if a pastor out of trades, like I've
through-
cast the magic, but I've also like donned like a gimp suit on, like a ghillie suit, you know. I just got some I got like a branch on my head. I've covered myself in mud, you know.
It's a full goes Rambo native immediately. No time separation at all. The moment they get in the forest, they're going.
I am the forest.
You are the forest. We'll catch up with Yonsei later. For Ursale, Snefru, Dizem, Lord Swan, and Rien, excuse me, go to Old Town, into an old, luxurious cafe that Rien remembered from when she visited 70-ish years ago, and is surprised that it's still up. And he's like, do you think there's any servants here? And then she, Lord Swan just points at Dizem, and he's like, he is literally brewing tea for you nonstop. He is your servant now. Congratulations. And Rien is like, okay, well, let's rob this cafe while it's unoccupied. And you all will fly down on a carpet, disrespecting private property of whoever ran this establishment.
Us
Break
wizards
in.
do that all the time.
Straight up, just, she unlocks the door. It's not even locked, or if it was locked, she has a method of opening it. Whether the knock spell, or literally just fucking with the... Come on, credit card, imbecile. And Lord Swan will explain to Ursale and Snefru, with Dizem in the back, who he is threatening to obliterate if he doesn't act like the tea-monger that he is. Dizem, do you have any complaints about being a tea-monger?
I don't think I'm allowed to voice those complaints right now.
Alright, perfect. You know your place. You listen in on the conversation of Lord Swan, who will explain happily that, as if it is preordained, as if he has foreseen it happen, we will get my grandson, the prince, for now, to summon his troops. We will cross the bridge, confront your father, have the army delay his army, and then I, bolstered by Rien, will kill Sigmumoth. The real question is, on my way towards him, should I also send a few attacks at the fatty son-in-law that I have, or shall I leave that to you all to capture or interrogate or, murder?
Yeah, I can spell that guy.
You can spell him.
As
The
I'm pouring
prince
him tea.
would greatly appreciate you allowing him the opportunity to settle matters with his probable father, provincial father.
Probable brother as well, I'm told. My daughter, when she told me, he starts on a small speech that John can't help but laugh at. It was a confusing time. After all, she was originally to be married with King Gilroy. However, King Gilroy is a man of action. He prefers to celebrate after his victories, and thus he did not wed my daughter. He planned to after the whole Divinius conquest, or denial, whatever political war he got himself into, which I'm told he died in. And then, to keep up the alliance, I okayed the marriage between his son, who inherited, and then, of course, my daughter. So I'm not sure exactly either, and your queen, I should say, has been non-forthwith coming I suppose that is the problem with dads and daughters. They don't tell each other who they're sleeping with. I offer, I tell her all of my, stepmoms I've given her, but she's not into it, as it were. Surprised that.
Some people are prudes.
They are. Unlike me, he says, looking to her Saleh. Are you sure we can't make an alliance?
What? Who said that?
I did, in front of you.
You said that we couldn't make an alliance?
Didn't you say that?
No?
We should make an alliance, Saleh, if you speak for your bear mother. And not his mother, and he gestures to Dizem, who's pouring tea. Do you share the same mother, or is this two separate?
Two separate
Very
entities.
Okay. There's a
Ocean,
lot of moms going around.
forests.
Pantheons.
It just so happens to be that way.
Everyone's
Forest
got
and
mommy
squid.
issues.
I'd assume they were connected.
Everyone wanted to follow after the great bear mother, the creator of all.
Ah! Yes. Anyway, that's the plan I have. Do we need to edit it for anyone's personal, closure?
Just for human politics, I'm going to go talk to Judge Weimark about arranging the judges to depose the king legally.
Why?
Human politics, you know how boring they can be.
They'll fall in line. Don't worry about that.
But I could just talk to her and it could just be done. I don't have to worry about it.
You don't need to worry about it now. Why would you involve law people? They are
Maybe we can make an alliance.
question and badger and pick at things.
Your grandson is
Stefru.
super
Are you sure you're a Brimish wizard? I thought your entire order was to decide things. Why are you not being deciding?
I must confess to being influenced by my charge, the prince. And looking out for his interest.
Perhaps you are too close to the prince, then. Perhaps you should find a new master, or servant, or whatever sort of weird game you Brimish people play to influence the courts of this world. I'm wondering, have you forgotten who your true masters are, Snefru? Are you beholden to the prince? Or are you beholden to the Archmage who sent you here?
My ultimate loyalty is to my Tower Master. But in my oaths, which I will follow to the prince, I must remain stalwart.
I see. You will be a good servant for whatever king comes next. Or you will abandon your duty and follow my grandson into whatever hell that he wishes to make for himself. For if we leave this to the humans, they will not want him on the throne. I'm not sure if you all are aware of this, but elves do not make good masters for humans. And the whole reason the Eldar Protectorate fell was because we make poor masters for humans.
That may be true in most cases, but Prince Glynis, very, very human, word matters, and he cares greatly for his people. I think he will be a fine king.
I hope it is care, and empathy, and consideration. I hope he is the sweet, precious boy that I have heard my other children whisper about. But if he is demon spawn, if he is possessive rather than empathetic, the humans will cast him aside. That is why we decide things for them. That way they do not get to voice their opinions on who's in charge. What a peaceful land this is, that you all have believe that he is capable of taking the throne without asserting himself on it. What a peaceful land Livistio is. And on that note, that was where we will end our session. On the cusp of war against demons. Gonna fight the king sometime in the future. Now, on a meta level, I want us all to be there. And I know Snefru is out of town next week.
Yes, I am out of town on the 13th.
Okay. So, we may actually do some flashbacking next week. Because I haven't pitched this to Henrietta yet, but I want to see what Yonsei was like in their college days, specifically in Bolia. I want to see what Daizum was like in the... well, honestly, I need to work with Daizum too, because I know where Daizum is from now that I've actually stenciled/outlined the continents of the world. So I'm excited to see how he managed to get here, and if fate was what brought him in here, or pure chance. I also want to see what Ursale was like during his tribal, not chieftain, tribal champion days. So we may be doing some flashbacking next week, or some focus on how we got here as we reach the culmination of Act 1, as it were. Shall I tally up experience?
Yes.
Yeah,
Me?
let's
You want us to talk
reputation.
about reputation while you do that?
We have some automatic reputation, but I will get to that last. So, you all, let's hear it. Let's see it. What do you guys
One
think
of
you
those
all
automatic
deserve?
reputations, my heat level.
Send it up. Skyrocket that, baby. Get like 2 or 3.
Yonsei definitely gets something, but also is probably losing some things.
Oh, absolutely. That's fine. But I just need to know my heat score, which is the most important
Up it by
number
2.
on my sheet. Up it by 2? Fantastic. Heat score 3.
Sure.
I'm
hot,
networking even harder by being cool with Lord Swan and Rien, mostly Rien. Giving tea out. People love me.
Yeah,
People
is there a number for ass kicking? Which one is
There's,
that? Servility?
I mean, you had to be up being a servant. Does that mean you get a point in servility?
Oh, absolutely, at least one.
At least
Daizum,
one.
servility, go, go, go.
It's literally referred to, but just like, oh, there's a servant right here.
It's not to the prince, but it's to his grandfather, who assumes direct control over his prince.
And his
Just
aunt.
walking in scene. You're like, you are my children. You are my servants.
Great stuff.
He's still better than Toronto.
Look, I'm just here because my god put me here. Situations happen.
One loyalty to Snefru for going along with everything.
I was about to levitate that stupid count and like fireball his horse.
Jeez.
And like shield from the archers. Like Snefru was like, we can walk out of this. You have a war wizard.
Yonsei did run out. Without damaging the reputation of the prince.
Is your
Instead,
mic still
everyone
working,
just-
John?
Does,
Everyone just thinks Yonsei sucks.
No mind.
does Yonsei lose a point of honor for, like, literal people knowing explicitly that you,
Honor, maybe
were-
loyalty.
You're just on a bloodbath here with me.
Daizum's on
I mean,
you.
I don't think it was disloyal.
No.
Impersonating the prince,
It was
She does it all the time.
dishonorable, but it was...
which is on
Nice.
the bounty sheet on your head.
No,
I mean, it's definitely dishonorable.
yeah, for
What are you
sure.
saying, John?
I'm trying to agree with Corin. but I've already given them 2 heat for that act. And
I'm okay with losing 1 honor.
how much honor do you have?
2 now.
Do you just want to elect to replace heat with honor at this point?
Oh, I think those are different metrics.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I'm losing honor because I did pretend to be the prince and
You got caught is the main thing.
Yeah.
If you
So-
didn't get caught.
So, I mean, Robin Hood, for example, would be high heat, high honor, right?
yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Pretty
Okay,
low honor all around.
Pretty low.
I mean, I did do it with the intention of like literally saving some lives. And I didn't kill anyone while I ran away, though I could have. I
Killed
killed
a
a
horse.
horse. I did kill a horse.
Also, maybe
Um,
trampled a few people.
Listen.
There were definite casualties in that instance.
Perhaps there were. But
One
my
point in
intention
horse
was to
murderer for
prevent
Yonsei.
them from attacking a leaving foreign, army and reigniting a war that we just cut a bunch of loopholes to stop in the first place.
Snefru.
What is
So
your
I'll
sound like?
take it.
Snefru,
Huh?
before we move on to Ursala, you lose honor as well. For
Okay.
standing up for a person who you knew was not the prince. You went to bat. You literally sold your image of like, how dare you disrespect my prince this way? You will let him go. I'm threatening you. I'm getting ready to cast my spell. And then you didn't cast your spell, but that's not a point against you in terms of honor. That's just me getting my low blow in while I can, while I have it here.
Okay, I'm down to 1 honor. I know that's going to be low.
It is
Me and you,
quite low.
Snapru.
Does anyone here have high honor?
Ursala.
Ursale. Yeah. Ursale loves honor. He's an honorable man. Ursale, no ambition from just immediately accepting the alliance. You could have been like, yeah, marry me off, bro. Let's get an alliance with Zwan right now.
I mean,
At the very
Yeah.
end there,
I
he
was
seemed
kind
really
of on
into
board
it.
at the end, yeah.
Yeah, at the very end, he did say, "Let's do it."
The king wore him down.
If you commit to it, if you commit to the alliance, making a private deal with Lord Zwan, I'll give you 2 ambition off the bat.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do it.
All right. Now, it doesn't mean like you immediately
Uncle
get
Bear
married,
Daddy.
but Ursale's making deals to get a hot half-elf princess as a wife. All right, and what can you ask for? Other than that. We did Mayrel, we did Weimarks. Greg might want to revisit them later. But I have your experience total, and I need to give that out to Glynis as well, since he definitely deserves a little bit of what is coming, if not always performing well in my imagination. I just have to make it as weird as possible. I'm sorry, guys.
Toronto is inhabiting your body, John.
It is. Plus 1, 3, 1, 250 turns to, what is that? 1,650 experience points?
Jesus.
For those of you wondering why they're getting so much, I'm rolling Greg's experience. Ignore that in the chat.
Whoa.
You guys made peace with Neord, baby. War isn't over yet, but it's taking the right steps to it. Besides, even after
1650?
1650, yes. Lots of experience. Good job, everybody. I hope you liked Lord Zwan as the dickbag dictator he is. After all, when you are an ancient elf who kills demons for fun, and you live in a world based off experience, of course he's going to be high level. And also just not give a shit. He named a country after himself because he is a country. He's a fucking asshole. But you know, having an asshole on your side gets things done, you know? Hey guys, CEO of my own country here. Let's just end a war in my grandson's state. Because I can.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Ugh. Just entirely replaceable with grandchildren too, of like, yes, you are Yonsei. I was updated on this on my way here. Like, bow to your ancestor. God, he's gonna pull that shit on Glynis too. Oh man, that's gonna be fun to see. Can you imagine? Oh.
John, what was the condition that the cleric or the king of Niord wanted from Swan to be a signatory?
Yeah, they want in on the peace, or rather, not the peace deal, but who becomes king next. They want to stay in that.
Ah.
Cool.
Indeed. And who knows? The Neordians might want Glynis on the throne, since he's so down to fight them, and they can just get another war going after this. That might be exactly what they want, even. So who knows? Part 2 may be on the horizon sooner than we think.
What they don't know is we have no intention of going to peace with them. We're just gonna restart the war from the ceasefire.
It's true. Oh, man. Guys, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope this was exciting. I hope it was tantalizing. And I hope we have a wonderful week next week where we do some flashbacking. See our characters' originations as we shoot towards the end, at least of this arc. Peace out. Yeah. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys. Now, have a good night. Wherever you are. Don't die.